DC's dominance of the sales charts continues unabated all throughout June and the early parts of July. And as I'm going over these numbers, I'm really wondering because of how much DC has owned this year, whether or not we're going to see anyone, Marvel, Image, anybody step up to the plate and give DC a run for its money. At this point, they're running away with everything. And to have the conversation and look at these numbers and really, really deep dive into them, of course, we got my man Tyler.
Well, I'm a numbers guy, so I'm excited for this one. So let's go for it. What's up, guys?
And super regular now, we've got Mr. Captain Chris on board. What's up, man? Chris covers comics. How you doing?
I wish I was in Ecuador right now, man. With my guy, man.
Chris, I think you are the first guest in the history of the Comics Pals to do the show 2 times in a row.
Oh,
Twice?
in
Yeah,
a
I
row.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, man.
you were back to
yeah.
back. And
Look at you.
Chris was part of the crew last night. We were playing Marvel Rivals. We had a whole squad going.
Yeah,
Uh,
listen, my energy right now is a little lower. It's like, right, it's gonna take me a little to get up to here because I'm still like drained from all of the rivaling last night.
yeah,
That's okay. I got you. I
yeah.
missed last week's show. I'm fired up for today. I got you. I got us on the energy front. No worries, man. And hello to you guys, chat. What is up? It's good to see you. It's good to be back with you on a Saturday morning. I am very, very happy to see the familiar faces and names in the chat. Say what's up. Let's do this. Let's fucking go. It is Saturday morning. Come on now. We're talking sales data. And I know that that is everybody's most fun thing.
I liked how you
What's up,
were
Tyler?
hyping that up. We're like, let's get ready, let's go. We're talking
Yeah, boy, we
sales data.
talking numbers, y'all.
It
Hell
feels like we're
yeah.
at like a convention that you'd have to go to for a job. You know, it's like here's your sales data reports and get some free swag with it.
I get up for stuff like this.
Get
Um,
up.
I, I do. And this data is something that, first of all, we haven't had really in a long time. We haven't had the ability to look at numbers and say, okay, wow, this book is outselling that book. This book is doing okay. This publisher's doing amazing. We haven't had that in some time. Prana Direct Market Solutions has teamed up with Managed Comics and Comic Hub to get this data available to us. And no, it's not absolutely every single comic shop that exists, but it is a sample size that I think is large enough for us to really be able to make some determinations about what's happening in our industry. And we need that. So, really, hats off to them for being able to provide that.
That's your second home at this point.
Well, speaking of which, I did want to make an announcement
Oh,
that correlates to what we're about to do. Some of you may have seen me, maybe not, on the Prana Direct Market Solutions channel every Tuesday, going over their numbers. Basically, the same thing we're about to do. I've been doing over there for a few months now, on a weekly basis. And the announcement is that about a month ago, I was asked to do the same thing inside the pages of Comics the Magazine in a monthly column.
What?
Yes. So
so
I'm officially a member of the Comics the Magazine team. And you will see my name in there and my column every single month, starting with the next one.
is
So
it the
I'm really proud of that.
soapbox or Sean's stack? What are we keeping some branding here?
I wish it's the pull box power rankings.
Okay.
And this shit is very cool. I gotta tell you guys, like the behind the scenes of it. Not only can I see the exact number of orders a book gets, but I can see the amount of SKUs, so the amount of variant covers that it has. I can see, uh, based on the power rankings, which creators are ranked in the top 10, which is purely based on the sales data. It's purely
Yeah.
data focused. And I'm going to take that stuff and report on it for them. So it's a really great opportunity, and I'm super excited to do it, and it's fucking fun.
I can't wait
So that's
to
the best part.
yeah, I can't wait to see you write about Joe Kelly being in the power rankings for Spider-Man once 1000's out. Actually, how is
You
that
know
going to
what?
work? There's going to be a huge
Oh,
amount of
Uh,
creatives on there.
yeah, there will be a huge amount of creatives on there. It's going to be very interesting to see how that does work. I'm not sure if everyone is going to just flood the rankings, but yeah, I'll be interested to see how they put that together.
Cool.
But yeah, guys, we're making it even further. You can best believe I'm going to be shouting out the Comics Pals every single opportunity that I get. A win for me is a win for us.
And I like
So
how it's called the Pull Box Power Ranking. So we're keeping the P alliteration,
that
whether
alliteration
at
so
least,
sweet.
yeah.
at least, I love that. CWA Art says, which issue of CTM are you featured in? I believe it'll be starting with the 6th issue.
Okay.
Believe so. This month's issue, pretty sure.
Cool.
But yeah, so with that said, why don't we take a look at what everybody's been reporting on this week, which is the June sales data. So we're going to talk about, and we'll reference other things, but we're going to largely be focused on what happened in June. And I think there's a great month for us to be taking a look at because I think June was a bloodbath. If we can just look at the top 10 and start from there,
Sure.
or rather, excuse me, the market share by publisher. Let's start from the market share by publisher. DC took 40% of the market share to
That's a
Marvel's 33.22% and
repeating, of
Image's
course.
14.94%.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you have this is June's, Sean?
Yeah, this is June.
Do you have May's for comparison?
Yes, I actually do. Let me
I'm
see
curious
where
about
I put it.
specific
Yeah.
changes there because there were two absolute books that were introduced in June.
So for May, what I'm seeing is that DC won once again.
Yeah.
Uh DC had uh DC had 39% from what I
Okay.
see here.
And where was
And
Image?
that month, what was Image?
Yeah.
Image was 13%. So it shifted
Okay.
just ever
Yeah, yeah.
slightly.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, DC 40%. That's the kind of gap you would be used to seeing Marvel on
Yeah.
the higher end of. Same gap, but Marvel in that role.
And typically Marvel gets that gap because they flood the market.
Which
If
they
they
still are.
publish. Yeah, yeah, that's all I was going to say. They're still doing what they normally were doing that would get them in the lead, but it's just not working anymore.
Mm. The
Yeah.
absolute titles have taken a complete stranglehold of everything. I mean, we'll get to the top 10, but it's actually insane. DC as a company is doing well. I mean, their mainline titles are doing fine, but the absolute books, we talk about them a lot. They're on the show a lot for a reason because they are quite literally the biggest books in all of comics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
There's no doubt about it. Let's take a look at that top 10 that you referenced.
Yeah.
Because it tells a very interesting story to me. Now, I'm just going to run through the top 10 and then we'll dive into the storylines. So, you got, and this is for all of June, Absolute Catwoman #1 coming in at #1.
Mm.
Okay. Absolute Batman 21, which had 5%. So, Absolute Catwoman 100%. The 100% references this is the best selling book, right? Every percentage point that a book has outside of that 100 is how far away in sales that book was from the #1 book. So Absolute Batman in second place at 95% means that it sold 5% less than Absolute Catwoman.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Avengers Armageddon came in at #3, 69% of the sales of Absolute Catwoman.
That's a
And that
huge gap
book,
at the third.
yeah,
Massive.
that is a big time gap. Big time gap. Absolute Green Arrow, 62%. Batman, #10, 62%. Mask #1, 53%.
Oh.
This is a stark drop off now. Daredevil number 3, 37% the sales of Catwoman. Absolute Wonder Woman 21, 35%. Absolute Batman 20, 34%. And finally, rounding out the top 10, Amazing Spider-Man 30, not 31, 32% of the sales.
Okay. So was Absolute Batman there twice?
Yes.
Jeez.
Issue 20 and 21. That's
spillover
ridiculous.
from the Robin issue, the Robin's issue.
It's insane that Spillover is making the top 10 though.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. The Catwoman of it all that's a pretty big deal. The number that I'm zeroing in on right now as I'm looking at this chart is the fact that Absolute Green Arrow number 2 was right behind Avengers Armageddon number 1. This is the number 1 issue for the Marvel event of the year, of the summer. This is Marvel's big play. And the second issue of Absolute Green Arrow
in Elseworlds
right
Green
there.
Arrow. Yeah.
Was right there behind it.
That's bad. I mean, that's bad as a Marvel fan. That's great as a DC fan.
My God.
The fact that like Green Arrow is typically one of those books that DC isn't the most confident in. It doesn't have the most sales. I mean, the Chris Condon run, which I loved, was canceled right before, a couple months before Absolute Green Arrow was slated to come out. So maybe that was the right move for them too, in a way, to not have 2 Green Arrow books on the stands. I don't know. But yeah, man, that's insane. That's like Civil War only barely beating Birds of Prey out at the time,
Yeah.
It's not a good look for Marvel. Tyler, is there a way for you to put the sales data on screen? I know that's
if you send it to me, yeah.
Okay. So it's in the picture. The pictures are in the Comics Beat article that I linked.
Got it. Can do it. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Chris brings up Avengers Armageddon. And for me, that was the centerpiece story of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because let's not forget, not only is this Marvel's big salvo for the summer, but they also bundled a Magic the Gathering card on it, a Marvel tie-in card that I was told by a comics retailer. People were going into the shop saying, "Hey, I need Avengers Armageddon number 1," and then they would ask, are you trying to read the comic or did you just want the card?" Not to separate out, but to get that data. And quite a few people would say, "I just wanted the card." So what are the sales? If the sales of number 1 with the card bundled are only good enough for third at 69% the sales of Absolute Catwoman, then what is issue 2 going to look like without the card?
Without that gimmick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Without that additional gimmick to bring people in. And what was the enthusiasm for that first issue from people that we know, that we've talked to? Like have we felt the reverberations of this first issue within the community, that people are gonna bum rush that second issue without that gimmick? It's hard to say.
It sounds like they better ask Wizards of the Coast and make another card.
Yeah, no kidding. DC Crane brings up, though, that especially considering mainline Green Arrow got canceled, that's the absolute effect, right? In mainline, Green Arrow couldn't sustain its own book. In absolute, it's almost beating Marvel's biggest title. What is going on?
That is nuts.
That's the power of absolute, and that's how much that's how hungry people are for these books. So the actual dollar amounts we don't have, right? But this is what I have on, I would say, pretty good authority. Catwoman sold just above, just around 300,000 copies. That's kind of where the number 1 book every month is sitting at. I heard tell of Absolute, we probably all heard this, of Absolute Batman consistently selling around 500K. That's what Snyder said. Um, that's probably not true of issue 21 because Absolute Catwoman definitely sold around 300 to 350,000 copies, and Batman was slightly shy of that. But no matter how you slice it, those are really good numbers.
Yeah.
300K
Insane.
for your top 2 books, that's amazing.
To have
Those
two
are
that are
vet
doing
numbers.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 was sort of a big one because of the amount of variance attached to it. 20
And
had
that
a
debut.
ton of
Mhm.
variance.
Yeah. So good news, right? For the fact that that if the number one book sold around 300 to 350,000 copies, you go all the way down to number 10, which was Amazing Spider-Man at 32% of 300,000. I'm not a math wizard, but what the hell is that? 30% of 200,000?
That six some like what is that?
It's over 100K, right? Um,
Let's see. So 10% of 200,000 would be 20,000. So multiply that by 3. So you get like 60,000 ish plus.
okay. Okay. So
So
that's
yeah.
not as amazing. But for your top 10 to be at least the top half of it is all doing over 100K. That's pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
The other crazy thing, if we want to talk about Green Arrow, dude, look at where Green Arrow is in relationship to Batman, core Batman. It beat core Batman.
And it's
Are you
number
kidding
2.
me?
What
Yeah.
Sean, where did it land in May for issue 1?
I believe I have it. Let me see. Yes, I do.
It had to been number one,
Um,
right?
it was actually not number one because of Absolute Batman.
Oh, that's right, because 20, yeah.
Okay.
Absolute Batman number 1 or number 20 was the number 1 book, and then Green Arrow was number 2 with 78% of its sales. But again, that issue of Absolute Batman very likely did sell 500K.
Because
So
didn't we
yeah.
hear the Green Arrow was 300K? Wasn't that
Yes.
the report that came out? So if that's the case, now knowing what we know, yeah, that Absolute Batman issue had to have been like 500,000.
Yeah. To the point where on the next month's chart, it's still in the top 10 in
And I
reference
think
to that issue.
and let's see. So if if Batman number 110 is making around maybe like 120K, right? I think that's a fair estimate. That is a mainline book. It's not an absolute book.
Mm-hmm.
And a good comparison to it on the Marvel end would be Amazing Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing Spider-Man's making half of that.
The Daredevil piece of it too is interesting to me because there was so much hype around Daredevil number 1 because of the blind bags, and
Yep.
it got off to a great start. And when you look at, I'm looking at the June chart. When you look at Daredevil number 3, which is just an issue behind Absolute Green Arrow number 2, there is a 25% gap between Green Arrow and the new flagship the Daredevil book, which is again one of Marvel's like bigger titles. Is staggering. These came out within a month of each other.
Well, the thing I'm thinking though is like I'm trying to spin this in a positive way for Marvel. This is a good Daredevil for them.
Yes.
These are great Daredevil numbers. Daredevil has always been a B tier book, I think, in publishing. It's never like, sure, it might have been creatively A tier, but in terms of sales, it's always kind of been middling, you know? This is better than their Spider-Man book. This is making Daredevil an A tier book, which I'm sure Stephanie Phillips and Lee Garbett are probably hyped about. This is great for them. So like, silver lining is like, this is probably the best I've seen a Daredevil book doing in a long ass time, and might be proof that launching with the blind bag and launching with the creative team who understands social media is good for the book.
I think the other factor there, though, is that this is the first time in a while since Chip that we've had a good Daredevil comic.
I mean, there's only been one run since Chip, right? And it
And
was
it was
Ahmed.
long and bad.
And then there was a a chunk of time where we didn't have a Daredevil book.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
several months without Daredevil on the stands at all. So I think, yeah, I think if you're Marvel, that Daredevil number is, you would love it to be in the top 5, but if you can't get that,
Man.
having a new SKU in the top 10 is a positive thing for them in a general sense.
And I wonder, without the Magic the Gathering card, I bet you Daredevil number 3 would have been Marvel's top selling book.
I hope not, because that's a massive drop off.
That's bad, but because I always look at because the only other data point I have is League of Comic Geeks poll counts, right? Which is dubious at best. But Daredevil is always much higher than Armageddon for the weeks that they're out.
Well, so if you Avengers Armageddon would have needed to drop, it would have dropped 1, 2, 3. It would have dropped 3, 4 spots. Without, if you're saying without the Magic card, then you're talking about it selling less than 100,000 copies. I can't imagine that happening for a Marvel event. And if it did happen, that's catastrophic.
That would be bad. Very, very bad.
Yeah. Because they also came out the same day.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into super chat from Atomic Hound 999. Thank you so much. Says, congrats, Sean. The column is a natural expansion of the Palsverse. For sales, while I felt like DC moving to the top was inevitable, I didn't think it would be this quick. Chat crushed the goal. Thank you. That is a great reminder that the super chat goal is up. We get to 10 super chats. We will be playing the GOAT or WOAT game a little later. I'm feeling a little woaty today, so
A little woaty?
we might have to do that.
And the good thing is we crossed off probably the worst character on the whole 300 plus character list last week.
Woo!
Dude, I saw that. I felt for you guys.
I'm kidding. There's worse ones in there.
Oh, great. Hopefully we don't get one today. CW Gordon says, does this data still ignore the imbalance between week 1 release and week 4? Not to downplay its importance, just a thing to consider. I don't know if there's a way to qualify for that.
It's just based on the way sales work. I don't think there's any way of fixing that in terms of sales data.
Yeah.
I also don't fully know, and I'm not saying it doesn't matter at all, but I don't know how much it matters in an industry that is so vigorously week to week. It's such a relentless week to week industry that I don't know. If you remove second, third week sales from the equation, does this list change too much? I don't know. But yeah, you're right, and it's worth considering.
I'd be curious to see if they only took the sales numbers from the week the book came out. That's the only way of really doing it. Yeah.
Not pre-orders.
Yeah.
Well, I guess pre-orders would still count towards it wouldn't affect drop off. So you could still add that.
Oh, you're completely right. Yeah, you are completely right. And these numbers are, I want to say their point of sale. I should know that. My apologies. I want to say their point of sale.
Interesting.
But
okay.
I could be wrong. The other thing, though, that I noticed here too, though, was Absolute Wonder Woman's number seems kind of low.
But doesn't that speak to the release week? Because when was that?
Let's find out.
I got that ready for you right now. That was the last week of June. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so was Superman as well, which maybe explains why Superman's not even on the top 10.
Which Superman, the last issue of Superman, I just looked at the May chart, and that was, I think, a top 5 book. Yeah, it's actually Superman was number 4 for May.
Let me
Absolute
see
Superman.
Absolute Superman. Yeah. Sorry.
Let me see if I can grab the week to week number for the week that book came out to see if that changes things, because I couldn't believe how low Absolute Wonder Woman was on this chart.
And according to the expanded list, so if we go to number 11, it is Absolute Superman.
Right. Yeah.
And then strangely, number 12 was Dead Man, which insane that a Dead Man book is doing better than all X-Men books.
Dude, it's uncanny. It really is. You look
You
at
really got
these
to use
numbers,
uncanny for come
Saw
on,
that. You
Sean.
saw that, right?
Come on.
dude. This is just what happens. Um, it really is shocking how it almost feels like DC can launch anything right
Yeah.
now. How many times has a publisher been in that rarefied air where anything they launch is just golden? Dead Man? Are you fucking kidding me? Dead Man. That's what we can do now?
Their number ones have weight though, because they haven't diluted the impact of a number one, right? If
Mm.
you look at the way this last year or so has gone for DC, starting with everything leading into Absolute Power and then the launch of the Absolute books, their explosion, the main line was strong from a quality standpoint, and then that spilled over into DCKO, right? Which that event was huge. It wasn't, we weren't inundated with too many crossovers and tie-ins and all that, but those books sold really, really well. We saw the charts for that. And then it naturally led into not only new absolute books, but then also these next level titles. And these next level titles have been the first number one launches, like ongoing launches for DC in what, a year or so? It's not like where it's been for Marvel, where every single other week they're launching some new X number one or some new Spider-Man number one, where it's like, or relaunching a book to number one. When DC it's very intentional. Their relaunches and their new number ones, and it feels like, hey, and then they've been telling you, hey, this is a brand new launch, jumping on point for this character. You don't need to know anything else. Exciting new creative team for this book that's committed to doing something very cool and really unique. When you look at books like Lobo, right, character that's got some traction from the movie that didn't do well, but a character that was kind of still hot. And this is a brand new number one Lobo. You don't need to know anything. Hop on, you're good to go. And they sold these books really, really well.
Now, Rami Darwish in the chat mentions that Dead Man number 2 won't perform well, right?
Yeah.
But here's the counter, because I've got the numbers. This is the week of June 30th numbers, the same week that Dead Man 2 came out. Dead Man 2 is fifth. It's fifth. It beat Absolute Green Lantern, Fantastic Four, Punisher, Iron Man, X-Men United, the previous week's issue of Absolute Batman. Like, that's no joke, dude. That's issue 2 of Dead Man.
Yeah.
Which you got to figure there's some fall off from the people who bought issue 1 and didn't care about it, like me. But a lot of people stuck around.
I mean, look at this. If we expand that list, that I have a little more of an expanded list shown here. X-Men is the highest selling X-Men book, right? Then it's Uncanny, then United. X-Men is below Barbara Gordon Breakout number 2. That's the number 2 of a next level book for a not A tier character. It's not even labeled Batgirl. So I would say that would affect the book as well. I bet you Dead Man still sells better than X-Men books, which is an insane statement to make.
But the thing is, too, Dead Man started from such a high place, right? That even with the natural dropping off of that you're going to see from number one, especially for a book like this that doesn't have that kind of cachet, you're still starting from a place that's so much higher than a freaking Dead Man book has any right to be at. That even as the precipitous drop off happens, it's still going to be in a better position than a lot of other comics. Like if Dead Man number one debuts at 10, 12, whatever it was, and then it's like 25 and then 30 and 40. That's still incredible for a Dead Man book. Like you'd have to fall off the chart to be where a Dead Man book usually would be. So
He's
for it
6
to
feet
still
under.
be charting like that, like that's incredible. Like that's not a negative thing.
Well, first of all, it's while the Dead Man book is being published. Let's get there.
Yeah, I mean it exists.
Yeah. And then we have Legion coming out. Legion's probably going to be selling much more than an X-Men book. With that creative team? Like, what is this?
The Sherman?
The 70s again?
Me?
Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
The great Devlin with a 5 spot. Thank you so much, brother. Says Chris has a point. Marvel has spent 15 plus years diluting number ones over there. Example, I have at least 4 different Silk number ones since 2016.
So Silk would be where Dead Man should be if this was a real list, you know?
Yeah.
Not published. Yeah,
and then we were
point.
curious. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that was a good point.
We were curious about the Absolute Wonder Woman number, and I'm looking at the week it released, and it was still 17th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ideal. I don't know what's going on over there. And the recently canceled X-Men United coming in at 10th. It's worth this. It's worth thinking about this when it comes to the X-Men, right? And I recently read this report, and I can't credit it because I don't remember where I read it. So I'm sorry. But Marvel has expectations for X-Men and Spider-Man comics from a sales standpoint that are different than the rest of their line. So when you're looking at the amount of SKUs that Marvel is producing for X-Men, there's one reason, and it's because they need that line to be what carries the rest of their line.
Yeah.
So if Marvel can sell you on 4 different team books that are all X-Men branded, and all of them can finish in the top 20 to 30, that's a win for Marvel. If they can't, that's bad. So that's why X-Men United is being canceled. Because in the monthly scheme of things, the book doesn't perform too well. And the other X-Men titles coming in under books like Deadman has to be something that Marvel looks at and goes, what are we doing?
I mean, the
What's
other thing
happening here?
that jumps out to me too is all these X-Men solo books are nowhere to be seen here. Is that proof that that experiment is bupkis?
Mm.
You know, like
I think, yeah,
it,
go ahead.
I think that almost solidifies my idea that it's a lost leader in the weekly things just to have trades out for when those characters are prominent in film.
Yeah.
Marvel seems gamble averse. So I think that they think this will work. I really do. I think they think that there's nothing wrong with the strategy. Like look at like we could say, some of them have underperformed, but look at Psylocke, which has done really well. Magic has done really well. I've heard a lot of positive buzz about the Cyclops book. Storm, they'll be able to sell trades of that Storm comic for a long time.
Yeah.
The new one we just
Yeah,
got for a
yeah.
long time because of all the positive buzz.
I
So
think
I don't
Cyclops
know if
too.
it's yeah, I agree. I don't know if it's been a complete disaster from that standpoint, but I definitely don't think it's been good from a content standpoint. But that's just me. If you guys are buying it and enjoying it, that's cool.
Yeah.
Um,
It just doesn't seem like something like a gamble that was meant for the week to week comics because it's not doing that great. But I look at those
they
books. I'm like,
are.
what did we
Psylocke, Magic, and Cyclops are all doing solid.
on? Are they on this list?
Well, Cyclops is over. I'm pretty sure.
They finished in June though.
Uh,
Like the final issue would have been in June.
okay.
So like it's not here. But then you have books like Mark Spector Moon Knight, which is there. Punisher, Black Cat, those are there. So those are solo books as well that are in those top 40. But the X-Men solos aren't there. The fact that Mark Spector Moon Knight, number 5, is above their third X-Men team book and any solo X-Men characters, I think is proof that like maybe it's not doing as well as it could have been for the floppy market. You know what I mean?
Cyclops is 55th. Um, Bishop number 1 is 47th.
It's a number 1 at 47 is bad.
It's Bishop.
Yeah.
That book was never going to penetrate in that way.
I thought it was pretty good though, actually.
And these are
And
characters
again,
that don't.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say it goes back to the diluting of the number one. Like a Marvel number
Mhm.
one does not have the cachet that it should because they do it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not like it's an initiative in the way that DC is like pinned everything around the idea of next level. It's like a big branding
Yeah.
thing. Marvel's just dumping number ones like every other week. So it doesn't feel new. It doesn't feel exciting.
Yeah, I agree. Like there's almost no character that they could launch a number 1 for that would have buzz. And I think that quite frankly, I don't think DC was in a dissimilar position in the sense that like there wouldn't have been if you couldn't have created a moment around it, there wouldn't have been buzz around a Dead Man comic.
No.
They made it next level.
Yep.
They told us that the creative teams chose these characters. They've got all the absolute momentum on their side. It's a perfect cauldron. It's a perfect magic that they've created here. And they can keep spinning books and making magic out of this cauldron because they put the right ingredients in. Marvel seems to think that you can just slap a number one on something and it's going to come out and do numbers, and that's not the case.
Making Magic for Marvel standpoint is putting out a new Magic book, or adding Magic the Gathering to a comic. It's just not working for them.
Hey, Cody collects. What's up, Cody? Cody says, "Yo, dudes, does this list have more comic shop data than ICV2?" I don't want to speak out of turn, so I'm going to officially say I don't know, but I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Atomic Hound says yes, 4 times more. So okay. I was pretty sure, but I don't want to tell you guys anything bad about ICV2 because I love ICV2. The swimsuit issue did fucking great.
As it should.
People showed up for that shit.
The Marvel Rivals effect.
Swimsuit effect.
Yeah. When we were playing Marvel Rivals last night, Chris, was it you that was like, "Oh, I'm gonna check out these Black Widow skins"? Oh no.
Oh yeah, man. Went down the rabbit hole of sorts, you know what I mean?
The swimsuit skins on there are big too. So there's a subset of Marvel fans that like what they like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we went over the power rankings on the Prana channel. And the top 10 for the month of June included on the Marvel side Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and X-Men, core X-Men, or
Okay.
adjectiveless X-Men. And I realized something critical that no one else was talking about. That power ranking list does not specify issue, it talks about the individual SKUs. All of those Marvel titles double ship. They all double ship. What does that mean? It means that if you only counted one individual issue, none of them would have made the top 10.
Does X-Men double ship?
X-Men double shipped at least the month we were discussing. We
Okay.
verified it. We looked it over.
Okay. Yeah.
Even Fantastic Four. So their top 3 non-event titles are all shipping twice monthly just to get into, not that they're doing it for this reason, but the result is that they're only able to bust into the top 10 that way.
Yeah.
That's not ideal. Amazing Spider-Man shipping double should be enough for it to be the #1 selling comic in the industry, I would think. But it's not, apparently. Even when you tell us we're on the road to 1,000, even when you tell us that there's going to be a talk, that a grown man is going to have a talk with his aunt that's going to change his life.
And the talk issue, which was 31, right?
Yep.
That was much lower than 30 for the month. So it was not much lower, but it was 13 over 11, and it didn't come out the last week of the month either.
We didn't even talk about this within this June top 10 and in relation to Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 30. We didn't, was that the talk issue? Was 30 the talk issue?
31
is.
Well, still, Amazing Spider-Man. We didn't even acknowledge this within the top 10. Mask.
Yeah.
Mask #1 from Energon, a property that I mean, I think this is the 80s cartoon. I don't know how many shooters this series has, but again, Energon is moving incredibly well with Transformers and G.I. Joe and everything. That book has a 21% gap between it, and I know it's a #1, but still, it's Mask. A 21% gap between that and freaking Amazing Spider-Man. That might be the craziest thing actually on this list.
It did have line bags, so that's gonna help. But it also is a Mask book.
It's Mask. Like, how many people actually are that aware of Mask as a property?
And like, I love Dan Waters, but he's not Williamson or Kirkman, you know.
Sure.
So I think what you're pointing on is the fact that that is a testament to how much the Energon universe is.
Same thing with Absolute.
Yeah,
right.
They have hype around it.
That brand right now is so much bigger, like Energon and Absolute, than Marvel as a brand, that they can move a Mask title to more units than any X-Men book, any Spider-Man book, basically any book. Was it but Daredevil? No, that was above Daredevil. So no,
Above
every
Daredevil,
Marvel
yeah.
book, yeah, no, every
Yeah.
single Marvel book,
Besides Armageddon.
Mask, yeah, which was the biggest event. And then even then, the gap between Avengers Armageddon and Mask is not that substantial.
I want to say happy belated birthday to Hayden's Hideout, who just joined us in the chat, or at least I just saw him pop up. Hayden, dude, you are one of the pillars of this community. I know there are certain people who I consider to be pillars, sort of AEW-esque for those of you who watch wrestling, and you're definitely one of them. The fact that you host Post Pals for us, the fact that you host the community book club for us, you do so many things that you know no one assigned to you. You took these things on and have enriched our community. Dude, you're amazing. Thank you so much. It was an honor to meet you at Heroes Con, and I hope that you stick around for a long, long time, buddy. Hope you
I think he's
enjoy
more
the
of
birthday.
a Darby or an MJF. Because saying he's Jungle Boy or Sammy Guevara is an insult.
Darby.
Okay, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, the mask piece that you bring up, Chris, is very interesting. And that's probably going to end up being a one-trick pony, but it doesn't matter. The fact that they were able to get in that spot is
Crazy.
that's pretty good for them with an offshoot book that's not going to that like someone really tapped in, didn't even know to pick up. I didn't even know that there was a reason to grab this. I just passed on it, but it ended up being super fun. You can get the second issue. You can get I think it was Rom the Space Knight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which
There's
is
a bunch of
still
cool
not
stuff.
accessible anywhere. So
That's
like
amazing.
I can't even read that book.
Yeah, that's so cool. Ben 10.
Ugh. It's proof that quality
Ben
maybe isn't what sells comics.
Hey, I heard decent things about the last issue, but of course I didn't read it. But
I ain't
this
reading that
book,
shit.
the issue 2, 16th. That's pretty damn good.
yeah,
That's pretty damn good. We didn't talk much about Image. But between the Mask launch, between Battle Beast, between Transformers 33, which was 15th on the list, um, I think Image is doing okay as well. I just want to see Image perform, because we were talking about this on Prana. I want to see Image perform without the need
Yep.
for a GI Joe or a Transformers or an IP heavy title. What happens to that Image?
Like sure, Invincible was that when it first came out, but Invincible's an IP now.
Yeah.
They have games, they have TV shows, they have merch. Like it is Skybound's IP. So even that is kind of IP heavy. The fact that it's Invincible Universe : Battle Beast, which fucking rules, by the way. I'm finally caught up. Yeah, I want to see like an Ice Cream Man crack this list, or Dork, something like that.
Yeah, Dork was performing well. Unfortunately, it's fallen off, but honestly, it had a good run. I think it came in fifth in the 50s here. Yeah,
It
51.
that's incredible.
it
Still,
it does seem like that Image speculator boom that we had at the beginning of the year kind of is gone.
Yeah.
Permanently, not permanently, but like it's definitely like nothing's really doing that anymore.
It's not a thing the way it was. Now it's really going to be about which of these books are good, and I still contend Dork is amazing.
yeah.
So I have a question. Is DC gaining this lead over Marvel, specifically in market share, taking 40 to Marvel's 33? Is that because DC is so good, or because the Ultimate Universe no longer exists, or both?
My thought is we have to give DC their flowers
Sure.
from a quality standpoint. That's number one. Number two, DC was leading the sales charts even while the Ultimate Universe existed, because there was a lack of excitement around the end of the Ultimate line.
Yes.
And DC came off really strong with KO, and they haven't let their feet off of they haven't left their knee off Marvel's neck since KO.
Yeah, and the timing. Think about the fact that
Yeah,
as
that's true.
Ultimate was ending, Absolute was still crushing it, but then right behind it, as Ultimate is ending, new Absolute books coming in and Next Level at the
Yeah.
same time. So as Marvel is literally dumping the biggest thing that they have, DC's just loading the gun with more and more and more stuff that is now. That's why that market share number I think is going to probably continue to grow over the
Sure.
least the next couple of months, because now in this summer, what does Marvel have on deck? I mean, they just dropped Avengers Armageddon #1. That's the biggest thing that they have in their arsenal at this point.
And no offense to DNX, I don't even think it's going to hit Armageddon's numbers.
No,
Mm.
unless they stick some Pokemon cards in there.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Like a Howlucha card in there that has like, I don't know, like a Spider-Man mask on or something. I don't see Marvel even making a dent in this until October when Midnight launches. And even then, I don't think they're taking over. I don't think 3 books is going to do it.
Boom. We'll stop right there because that is definitely the next piece of this conversation. When does Marvel take this spot back? Or at least when does Marvel this feel like a competition? But before we get to that, of course, we have to thank and shout out our Patreon members, our pals over on patreon.com/the comics pals who make this show possible week in and week out. Now, I do not have the list with me. I will rectify that for the next time that I travel. But I'm going to do my best because it means a lot to me personally to be able to shout you guys out every week. And unfortunately, not to talk shit, but the Patreon app is fucking terrible. It is
It's pretty
very
bad.
challenging
Yeah.
to find who is actually a member. So I'm going to do my memory thing again. And if I leave you out, my deepest apologies. And shit, shout yourself out in the chat if you're here, and I will get to you. So, special shout out to our pals verse legends, the Hound of Justice, Atomic Hound, Starcross, Catherine Stars, the Spear of Judgment, Jay's Jumble, Hayden, Safe Haven, Hayden's Hideout, Brian Acosta, I believe Entertain Me is on this list as well. Those are the ones I can remember at the current moment. And special shout out to the Night Stalker Harris Dajinski, Brian Demolish No Pozo, Kefis the Incorruptible, Momentum Mike Elliott, Dan the Truth to Real, Marley Manistorm, Slow Flow Dameron, Christian Uncaged, The Spear of Justice, Izzy's Issues, Always Laughing, Super Job, Captain Chris, Ray Lytle, uh, Patrick Zay, bro, your origin is written in my house. It's coming. It is written. Next week, I'm gonna unleash that on you guys. I know I said Dan the Truth to Real already. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Kyle the Zenith Flare, Emperor MD Johnny, Peter Living Lightning Electrics. Thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys. Who else am I missing? Point yourselves out. Ted
Sean,
H. Yeah, what's up?
just can we put this on like on the drive somewhere?
That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Hayden coming through with the 20 spot. Thank you.
Ooh, not good news for
Birthday
Marvel.
money.
I'm about to drop my last Marvel book.
Damn. I'm imagining like you ever watch The Good Son? And it's like Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood just hanging off a cliff, and the mom has to pick between them. Like,
Oh my God.
Marvel is the Macaulay Culkin. Spoiler for that movie. Hayden's dropping that off the cliff to pull up DC.
Yeesh. I'm about to drop my last Marvel book. Depending on how the next arc of Deadpool is, you may need a new supplier, Chris. I want to like Marvel because competition is great, but they make it hard to like them. I can't say Marvel. Well, Marvel doesn't make it hard for me to like them because I'm just obsessed with Marvel. But I can definitely understand how if you don't have a vested interest for some reason in Marvel Comics, you're looking at them right now and going, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Which is sad. That's very sad. Oh, R Spain, gotta shout you out. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. And Hayden's super chat as a reminder, we the goal going. What's up? We're 3 out of 10. Get us there if you can. We're gonna spin that wheel too. We've got over 125 people watching us right now. Let's make sure we smash that like button in because we're doing the damn thing on a Saturday morning. Now, Tyler just brought up midnight. Marvel's midnight.
That I did.
We know that's coming. They're making this a whole event in the sense that all 3 books are dropping day one on the same day. That's the only thing Marvel's going to drop that week. So Marvel is taking an L that week, essentially. They're forfeiting that week and betting everything on 3 titles. I'm going to say right now, my prediction, all 3 of those titles will be in the top 10. But none of them will be number 1. That's my prediction.
You know what? I'm not gonna bet against you there. That tracks for me as well.
X-Men, yes, for the Hickman effect, and that's like the big one. Spider-Man for sure. It's Spider-Man. Fantastic Four is a maybe. We'll see. But I love the idea though of pushing it closer to spooky season, right? That's what they're going for, the horror effect and the horror vibe with this line. But I think it's a pretty novel and cool idea to just say we're going to take this week and this is all we're going to put out for Marvel. We're going to make everything about midnight. We want all eyes because they have so many books, right? They're putting out so much quantity. Let's just focus on this right here. We want you to be only looking at these titles right here and make a moment and a movement out of it, which they need to, right, in order to get back in the game.
Yeah, it has to be a movement. Go ahead, Tyler.
What does this mean for the other weeks, though? For Marvel? Like, I feel like if then Marvel has to like condense all of their other books to those other 3 weeks.
With the double shipping.
With double shipping. That's going to give people an out to be like, oh, I got too many books right now. I'm going to just drop. I need to look at why my bill is my receipt's so big. Maybe I drop a book now.
Possible. I think that, October, we could be in a different space. By that point, we will have a new Avengers title on stands. Avengers Armageddon will be in our rear view. We could be speaking about Marvel in a different light come October.
There's one catch though, and this is the wallet catch of this, okay?
Yeah.
So we know these midnight titles, I believe, are all launching at $5.99, which Marvel has been doing this for a lot of their number ones. And part of that is it's the number one of it all, but also because they're using these cloaked covers, right? That have this special sort of cardstock that's like the see-through and all that. Now, we haven't got solicits yet for issues 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Are they going to stick to that $5.99 price? Because I think people are willing to get in the door and paying $6 for the first issues. But if they're going to be $5.99 going forward, just in totality, I think that could be a problem for people sticking with these books.
And I unfortunately think they're going to stick with that.
I think so too, because of the
cover.
covers.
Yeah. The cover is the gimmick.
It's 100%.
That's definitely,
that's how they're justifying it in a way.
That is how they're justifying it. And that is definitely going to be problematic for people. However, one thing I know about comic book readers is that they will buy anything if it looks interesting. And money will not prevent it. So if these books are good, they will sell. I believe that. But again, it's if they're good. We don't know if they're going to be good or not. And it's like, are they going to be exciting good? Or are they going to be like, okay, that was cool? Because, okay, that was cool is not what these books need to be. They need to be, oh my God, Marvel just pulled out both barrels and fired them off.
Yeah.
And I'm not feeling that level of excitement yet. But again, of course, we haven't read these books.
Do you think we're in the in case of emergency break glass situation in Marvel yet?
What's the
And
break glass?
I think there's two break glasses actually. One is Ultimates, bring Ultimates back, figure it out. We need to have that line back. We need to have it a direct answer because Midnight isn't it. Or is it reboot? I think you and I maintain that Marvel should never reboot, but should doesn't mean would.
What do you think, Chris?
Marvel reboot?
Marvel reboot, or what was the other option there, Ty?
Or like a relaunch of Ultimates. I guess the third option too would be like pulling a Secret Wars and relaunching all the books from the number ones, like a fresh standpoint creatively and like an all in essentially.
Marvel fresh start.
Okay. Two things. Before I answer that, Chad is saying that Midnight X-Men #2 on League is at 4.99.
Oh,
We'll see until solicits actually properly come out if that sticks. But for now, I mean, it looks like maybe it'll be 4.99. I somehow doubt that.
I'm with you.
As far as man, I understand that what has made Marvel unique up to this point is been that they haven't rebooted.
yes.
I just feel like, are we going to get to a point where that's the move? Where that's the most sensible move is to clean the slate, right? Because because Tyler mentioned it earlier. Okay, Avengers Armageddon #1, it did well, but we'll see how this goes from here. And if the rest of these events don't pop, what hope do you have for the rest of the mainline Marvel continuity going forward, like with Avengers chips relaunch and all of that? Like, what is there to really latch onto? I guess besides Midnight, right? For the totality of mainline Marvel. So you start to ask yourself, so outside of doing like we've talked about before, like a Marvel Now initiative, all new, all different type of thing where you reset everything at #1, which again, though, that's, I mean, how many times are we going to do that?
Mm.
Again, at what point do you it's the nuclear option? We
The-
have to completely just start from scratch and do our new 52, right?
Man, I think there's nothing in comics that could happen that would be more shocking to me than other than fucking Ethan Van Sciver getting mainstream work again than Marvel rebooting. Because I genuinely think it's a bad idea in the sense that that's what they have going for them. You
Yep.
know, that's what keeps, like, if you're a 50, 60-year-old person and you've been reading X-Men or Spider-Man your whole life and you're not in love with that book right now, and they essentially remove that character from existence and replace it in a permanent sense with a new version of Spider-Man, modern Spider-Man, no other version for you to turn to, I genuinely believe a lot of people will leave. Yeah, #1 will pop and stuff, but I think that people will turn away from that once they realize that their version is really, really actually gone. We saw the same thing happen in the New 52. Early sales, great.
Yep.
After a while, dipped dramatically. The only thing that kept its sales really was Batman, and even then.
And that's why the Ultimate Universe did well originally.
Yeah.
Is because it wasn't replacing. It was also this. But you know, Goblin graphics here does mention Marvel has new leadership coming.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So maybe
That is
some
a
of
fair point.
the old ways just won't fly anymore.
My concern with Midnight is going in the direction that they're going with this horror bent. Is that going to be too niche of a retake on these characters to really appeal generationally the way the Absolute is? Like when you pick up Absolute, Batman, Wonder Woman, it's still Wonder Woman. It's still a Wonder Woman title, despite the subtle differences and changes to her origin. It's still Batman and Gotham fighting villains. Like it's not he's not a bat creature. You know what I mean? It's still Bruce Wayne as Batman, throwing on a costume, fighting bad guys. But it's just a very different take on the character for the moment. Is Midnight going to have that connection point with this generation the way that Absolute has? And if not, then it's not going to pop the same way. So back to your point, do you need to bring back Ultimate or some take on Ultimate, a new micro line? Or do you again look at all of your characters, Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and say we need to find a new, fresh starting point?
I have a question for Midnight. Is it one universe? So this
yeah.
Spider-Man exists in the same world that this Fantastic Four and this X-Men exists. Okay.
I would assume so, yeah.
And is you're thinking, Chris, that Midnight is too different, where like it won't have that tether that people have.
If they're
it's too genre, I think.
Too specific.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be able to read that. Well, I mean, again, we're talking; these books haven't come out yet. But I'm saying, like, let's say it's this freaky Spider-Man. He's a half spider, hybrid, whatever. That's not Spider-Man, right? It's a very Elseworlds thing, but it's not like, a 16-year-old kid can read that and get, this is my Spider-Man. It's not Peter Parker swinging from the rooftops in a red and blue costume. It's not really Spider-Man or Miles. It's something very, very different. So I can't foresee it connecting with people that same way that Batman does, where it's Absolute Batman is still Batman, as different as it is.
Yeah. Why would I? Am I going to read a book with Jubilee as a vampire? Wait.
You don't even have to go across the street to find your example, though, because the example already exists in house. The Ultimates line was neither one of them so different as to alienate the audience. And I think choosing any genre as this is what this is going to be, is a little dicey to me, because there are people who straight up won't read horror.
Yeah,
like BJ Kicks, for example. Comics are dope. He doesn't read horror comics. Are there other people like that? Yes, of course there are. Who are going to look at that and go, you know what? I don't want this. I don't want this for my kid. Whatever it is, just off spec, not even knowing exactly what the books are.
Yeah.
So yes, I think that was a mistake. We'll see if it nets out to be one, but in my opinion, yeah.
I just feel like Marvel is not nimble with their strategies at all lately. Like look at Midnight is like, hey, horror is big in comics. Yes, it was big 2 years ago. And it's progressively just gotten normal now.
Yeah.
DC's putting out these compact books. Let's put out a half-ass version.
That's more expensive.
Yeah. We know Absolute is being percolated in behind the scenes at DC. Let's do Ultimates. We have it planned. Never mind. We're gonna pull the plug on it. It just seems very somehow short-sighted and not short-sighted enough at the same time.
Typical Spider dropped $4.99 on us. Thank you so much. Says DC is also putting out cool media. Clayface looks great. And have you guys seen My Adventures with Superman? I just caught up and it's genuinely great. I haven't seen that show. It's not for me, but Clayface does look pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend Kevin gave me a copy of Eyes Without a Face Criterion Collection, which seems to be what Clayface is playing a lot from. So I'm excited to check this out.
Clayton Bergstrom with a $13.99 CAD says, y'all watching the fights tonight? And are we going Holloway or the return of the cokehead? Also, drink water. So I may try to watch the fight tonight. I love watching
what is this?
UFC.
Oh, UFC. Got it.
Conor McGregor, Max Holloway. We'll see. Drink water. Well, we got to spin the wheel for that one, which I want to do, but I want to get one more comment if I can hopefully find it. Yes. Anatema Official says, what's up, guys? Today I turned 33. I'm officially gomaged by the Paintress. Please tell me you played Expedition 33. Well, I certainly did, Anathema, and happy birthday. I am sorry that you were being gomaged. That's really sad for you, but your message will live on for those who come after.
I have not played that game. All I know is that's the age Jesus got killed at.
That's the age you get killed at in that damn game.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then Rami Darwish with a 5 spot. Marvel Books quality is what they would release if the competition is releasing 5G.
You know what?
Hey, man.
That makes sense. That kind of tracks.
So you think Marvel was getting ready for 5G and they just never
Yeah, they just
never
forgot.
did
Yeah,
it?
that's what the Ultimates was a response to.
Oh man.
That's insane, man. Oh my god, dude. I think we need a wheel spin, Tyler.
Let's do it. Watch it be Marco's minute.
Oh my god, not again. Not again. This dude has too many
Highlight a
minutes.
book. Highlight a book.
What have I've been catching up on some stuff lately. I just can't remember what the fuck I've been reading. Uh didn't I tell you, Tyler, I caught up on something on Pal's previews? Chris, do you have a book you want to highlight?
Yeah. Real quick, Dispatched. We talked about, you guys shouted out during Pal's previews this week, and I had pre-ordered this book when it was first announced because the pitch was really, really cool, and this first issue did not disappoint. This is from Ignition Press. I think I have it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, here it is for the visual for the chat here. Dispatch #1. It's from B. Claymore, Daniel Geet. It is awesome. This first issue is basically a ex-military guy. He's dealing with some PTSD and some flashes back to his time in the military, and he's kind of like in a peer group for it. He's working as a UPS driver, and he does a delivery to this financial building, and basically the movie Die Hard pops off. And so now all of a sudden he's stuck in this office building with all this stuff that's in this truck that he had, all this equipment and stuff. And so now he's got to basically MacGyver his way out of the situation with these gunmen. And it's a really, really good first read, like super crisp, awesome pacing, very much. It feels like you're reading like a Die Hard movie. So I'm all in on this. I'm glad I peeped this when it first was announced, and yeah, this is a pretty strong first issue. Again, we'll talk about it a little bit later with Ignition, but man, I this company is just crushing it for me. So many of their books are hidden for me.
As going to school for writing, they always talk about using what's in the room, and the idea that the room is an Amazon delivery truck must be so much fun to play with.
Yeah. He's pulling out like selfie sticks and whatever people got delivered to the office building and using it as weapons. And I'm just already here to see like what
Cool.
what creative things that they can find. Someone asked in chat what Ignition number I got for this issue. So if you guys don't know, y'all talk about it on the show, but Ignition Press has these like serial numbers in the back of their books. And for this one, I got 4,603 for Dispatch #1.
That's a lot.
Okay. I love that. That's one of my favorite things about Ignition is just turning that book around and seeing what number you got.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
got,
like a horoscope, like trying to figure out what that number means. It's numerology. What does it mean?
well, I remember I pulled 0420 of Roots
Yeah.
of Madness, and Stephanie Williams was like, oh, shit. I feel like I should gift that. I feel like I should gift her that.
Maybe, yeah.
I might have to.
She might be a little busy lately though.
She'll be back here. She will be back here very soon. I guarantee it. That's a pal's promise. I think that Marvel will win the month of October.
Really?
That's what I think.
By what margins?
I don't think there'll be large margins at all, but I think it'll happen.
So you thinking like a 35, 34?
Somewhere, maybe a little higher for Marvel than that, but somewhere very close to that. Because Avengers #1 is going to go crazy, which maybe September, but even so, you're going to have finally a new Avengers series on the line, which is gonna go crazy. Midnight, I believe that's gonna go off. I really do. And by that time, we'll be post 1000 with Spider-Man, so maybe that book will be in a more interesting, compelling spot. I'm not gonna prognosticate that, but I'm hopeful. And the X-Men are going to be in the middle of DNX. So for all those reasons, I'm projecting Marvel to take October and maybe even close out the year strong by taking November and December.
One other addition is Daredevil will have his new arc starting then too with Mr. Fear.
Yeah.
Couple
So,
things.
yeah.
Couple things. I think you might be right. The only pushback I would have is let's see what DC does at San Diego Comic-Con.
True.
Because I think October is going to be fire. Beyond that, you have the Absolute event coming in November. And I think there's going to be a big build up to that. And Superman and Mainline is coming back. And Bad Seeds, all of that. I think Marvel can get off to a great start in October, but I think DC has more left in the tank than people realize. And I think the second half of this year, especially after San Diego Comic-Con, is going to be massive for DC. I think they're going to come out swinging.
I could definitely see them putting out like a primer one shot for the Absolute event, similar to Absolute Evil in October.
Dude, we still don't know. The Dennis Camp Javier Rodriguez book is coming.
We don't know when that's coming. Yeah. We don't. Do we have a date for Absolute Cassandra Cain one shot?
Yeah, that's like September, right?
It's September.
Or,
Yeah, but yeah.
Is it? Yeah, but then yeah, the event's coming in November, and we know like major things are going to come because Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, they're all hitting 25. I think by the time we get to October, November, and those are going to be milestone issues. There's already some buzz about who might be coming to Absolute Batman from a creative standpoint, which we might talk about soon. Maybe not this show, but soon. No, yeah, Sean, I don't disagree. I think Marvel has a chance to with especially if Midnight is good. If it's good and the word of mouth is great, yeah, I think they can make some inroads and kind of close that gap. But man, I think DC is still sitting on some stuff that is going to make people like pop.
Yeah. That Jonah Hex book is going to outperform all the Midnight books.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about the Absolute event, so you're totally right. There's no way that DC can lose the month they launched that. So whatever month that is, they got that.
Think about it. They still haven't done blind bags yet. DC has not announced single blind bag initiative in 2026. Maybe they're sitting on it for the Absolute event. Maybe not. Because if they don't do it for the Absolute event, are they ever going to do it again?
I don't
at this point?
So.
Yeah. It's weird to think about. Like as Marvel's gotten in on it pretty heavily with all of their events, and we've seen other companies like make blind bags a weekly initiative. DC has not announced a single one since it was KO and Batman last year. So are they waiting to do something really monumental for this Absolute event? And if so, November's cooked. Like that, that's a wrap.
And like even when they did blind bags, it was like the caveman of blind bags. It wasn't anything fan. There was no incentive for art in it. There was no special covers you can only get. There were just like foil variants, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think DC definitely has that in the pocket for sure.
Yeah, they've got surprises coming. Not just the Absolute event. Like I said, they have books that they haven't even announced yet that are gonna make. I mean, think about how much traction they got off just announcing like Legion and that creative team and how crazy that was. Oh, there's more.
Yeah, once they announce a Javier Rodriguez, Dennis Camp Batman book,
woo,
that's gonna be nuts.
That's gonna be insane.
Typical Spider with another $4.99. Thank you. You guys make a great point. Seems like it's another example of Marvel learning the wrong lesson. People like Absolute because it's scary and dark. That being the wrong lesson that Marvel took away.
That was when they announced this. That's what I was talking about. It's like, yeah, you did not learn the right lessons from that.
Entertain me with $5. Thank you, my rival. Says, take it from me. An Amazon truck has cameras everywhere. So if we do anything with the products, we could be arrested.
But
about Amazon?
For Dispatched.
Oh, right.
But like, entertain me. If you're in a life or death situation, I think they would be all right with you. Like sometimes they let me return shit without having to return it and get the money back. I think there'd be actually no. That would be assuming Amazon cares about their workers. I would hope in a Die Hard situation be able to open up the boxes. Jeez.
Typical Spider also dropped $4.99 on us and said a reboot could hurt ASM sales. There are a lot of people who buy and immediately put into the long box Amazing Spider-Man every month just to have every issue. And I think that they would lose those readers.
Mhm.
I think a reboot would have, at least in the short term, uh, some some huge upswing, but I think ultimately it would suffer.
You have, but so the alternative to that, of course, is like I said, doing some initiative, which they've done in the past. Again, most recently we saw this with DC, with Dawn of DC and All In. It's got to be something of that nature, but it's just again, it's we're doing the whole recycling number ones thing all over again. But the which okay, that's fine, but creatively, it's gotta be strong. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
got to be something where I always go back to Marvel now. I talk about it ad nauseum because it was the era of Marvel that I personally latched onto as a monthly reader.
Yeah.
But they put out so many great books because they did because it was really focused not just on the number one of it all, they were trying to chase the new 52, but think about the creative teams that they were kind of did that musical chairs. Hickman on Avengers and Jason Aaron's Thor and Matt Fraction was doing Hawkeye and Fantastic Four. Like there was just it was such a peak era creatively. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take big swings. Like we're going to put someone really unique on Avengers or really unique on Amazing Spider-Man. They need to pull from DC's roster writers or artists or whatever. It's got to be a creative thing, right? It's got to be a creator forward momentum movement towards like rebuilding the main line. If you're not going to do a reboot, it's got to be something where we reestablish the bullpen.
And it felt like Marvel was in a position of willing to admit and acknowledge things like that over a decade ago when we got certain initiatives that seemed to be an acknowledgement of the fact that fans were a little bit tired of what they felt was the same old thing at that time. We had run through every idea Bendis had ever had. You know, his time had come, and then we got into all new, all different, and we got into certain other things that Marvel did around that time that made things feel fresh and exciting. And they don't do that anymore.
It and it's funny because like who's was that all Axel Alonso at the time? Like I'm trying to think like who in the heads of Marvel, like it's not really been that different. Buckley is only
Well,
just leaving. We haven't seen the results of that. Brevoort's still around. CB was around at the time too. He wasn't EIC, but he was around. A lot of the same editorials around, even a lot of the same creators are around. We're talking Hickman, Fraction. Bendis is doing something at Marvel. We don't know what yet, but he's doing something. So it's like everything is still the same, but none of it is exciting.
Hmm.
because they refuse to chart a course.
They're stubborn, it feels.
All next level is, it's not even a storytelling thing. It's just a commitment, a further commitment to great comics by great creators with characters who are a little bit less in the spotlight typically.
Mhm.
Do you think had they launched Immortal Thor, Infernal Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America around the same time with a umbrella initiative that would have helped Marvel's buzz, doing the same books we have right now, but at least saying we're doing this creator forward stuff because they do feel like that. But I don't think that Marvel's putting a spotlight on any of them outside of Captain America.
I don't think it would make a difference because it it's not enough books, and it's this, like, those are the titles we expect.
Mm.
I feel like they need hits in other spaces too. And no one will give Marvel credit until the X-Men and Spider-Man are generally considered to be good.
Hmm.
Because that's what their company is based on. The same way that if there was only Hush too, right?
Oof,
If that was the only Batman book on the
That's
stands,
not a world I want to live in, Sean, please.
it's an awful world, right? It's a dark timeline. But it's a timeline in which the conversation is slightly different. I'm not saying we'd be talking negatively about DC, but it's slightly different. The fact that their ace chip has two phenomenal books on stands. Imagine if there was no absolute Batman, but there was Batman Hush. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's the world we're sort of living in with Marvel.
Yeah.
And people thought that if you say Amazing Spider-Man is Hush, Ultimate Spider-Man is Absolute Batman, and we lost Ultimate Spider-Man. We don't have that equivalent anymore.
Joel Anderson with $5 coming in on YouTube, which is a rarity for Joel. But good morning, pals. Chris, you've been a great co-host for the show. I'm now going to continue to catch up with the podcast on Spotify. Thanks, Joel.
Thanks, Joel. Appreciate you. Thank you for popping in. And it was Entertain Me with the 5 spot who got us over our goal, which means we will be playing the GOAT or WOAT game today. One of my issues with Marvel is that they announce their events too far ahead of time that my excitement for it wears off. I feel that.
I mean,
I feel that.
DC kind of did the same. They said the Absolute event's coming, and we don't even have a cover for that, let alone anything.
Yeah,
this is just, I think, the issue with solicits. Like, one of my issues with Marvel is they announce it too at a time. Like, they have to announce it at minimum 3 months ahead of time. Usually 4 for a big event, like a month before solicits hit.
They've been teasing Armageddon since last year.
Teasing if you read the books, you know.
No. They put out that Chip Zdarsky drawn.
Oh, that's true.
Image.
Yeah. With Colton. Yeah.
For me, it's just that there's too many. Like Queen and Black, DNX, and Armageddon, are they all going to be happening at the same time at some point?
At a certain point, yeah.
Yeah, like that's ridiculous.
And Midnight was going to be happening at the same time as well. That they moved back to October. It was supposed to launch in August, right? Originally?
Yeah.
At least X-Men was.
And these are giant titles. These are like galactic, global, spanning stories. Not like, for example, right now with DC, you know, they have this Bad Seeds thing coming out, but that's like, it's over here. It's Gotham. It's a Batman event. If you want to, if that's your jam, cool, you can do that over here. But it doesn't feel like it's going to impact the world, the universe. Same thing with Superman. Like Kingdom of Zod is coming. That's over here. If that's your jam, you can jam out to that. But it feels like if you're a Marvel fan, it's like, oh my god, do I need to pay attention to Armageddon and DNX and Queen and Black? Because these are galactic, these are planetary like size stories, and it's just, it can feel, to me it seems overwhelming, and it's all 3 of these being announced at the same time, and they're going to be concurrently happening. I, as someone who, like I said, is a casual reader for Marvel who was trying to get dialed into what they're doing, I kind of don't know where should I be reading all of these to understand what's going to happen to the universe going forward.
Well, I think that's the dilution you were talking about, right? You're talking about the issue 1 dilution. Marvel has been consistently doing an event dilution, where if this was Civil War II, and, you know, for better or for worse, that book at least sold, and it was a big deal.
The deal.
Yeah, exactly. And this is doing fine. You know, like every time I open up League of Comic Geeks when Avengers Armageddon is coming out, issue 1 was like 4 rows down. Like Battle Beast has more people pulling it. Nightwing has more people pulling it. Absolute Green Arrow has more people pulling it than Marvel's titular event book of the summer.
Yeah. Coltrane says, so Coltrane said multiple world-ending events concurrently just leads to general apathy and disinterest. That is, that's my thesis. Yeah.
And then we're going to go right into a world-ending event in the films too. Fun.
Atomic Hound with the $4.99 says Hush 2 will be the next blind bag because it's the book no one cares if they see or not.
Hound spelling it H2SH2 breaks my brain. Hush squared.
Oh my god, that's right. I forgot. Ugh. Andrew Brown with a 5. Thank you, Andrew Brown. Haven't seen you before. Thank you for dropping off that super chat with us. Marvel needs to get rid of their Spider-Man editorial. Also, Marvel has too many events. Look, I tend not to want to get on here and say anyone should lose their job or, you know, anything like that. And I don't know the behind the scenes enough to say whose fault is what. But it's hard for me not to say that maybe something could change.
Yeah.
And I'm not advocating for anybody to lose a job, but I do feel like something could change and we could freshen things up just a little bit. I think overall behind the scenes, Marvel has had a lot of the same people in very similar roles for a very long time. And it'll be nice to see something a little different.
Yeah, even like a shuffling of the chairs might not be enough because the last time they did that, Brave Root went from Avengers to X-Men, and now I like X-Men less. So, something needs to happen.
That Nessa the Witch joins us, says, "Hi, I was brand new to comic books about a month and a half ago. Never touched comic books in my life. Now I'm obsessed. I've never loved a hobby this much in my entire life. Spent $1,000 on comics." Well, Bat Nessa,
Ooh.
that is the first of many grands that you were going to drop on comics. I have been reading comics for 20 years and I've dropped many grands, too many grands on comics. But welcome. I've obviously seen you over on OmniDog's channel. Thank you for joining us over on this side of things.
Damn, I mean,
yeah.
Chris, we did some boy math last week about me having picked up every issue of Amazing Spider-Man since 2008.
Yeah.
So, Bat Nessa, I've spent money too.
Oh, you've definitely spent money. You're in my ballpark.
I hate thinking about that, you know?
It's an awful thought. But welcome to comics. I love when we hear from new readers. Love new readers. You guys are awesome. And I know that Bat Nessa's obsessed with Batman. So that's a good, if you're gonna be obsessed with a character in comics, from a quality of comics standpoint, you can't really do much better than Batman.
Yeah. So many good Batmans.
Let's spin the wheel. We haven't spun the wheel yet today. Let's do that a couple times.
Okay, so I'm gonna spin it. What do we got? And we have a revelation. Sean, do you have any revelations you want to give?
Why would you ask me?
You're the one on a little vacation right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the scenery, a cat tree behind you, you know.
What's going on in Seanland?
I am definitely on vacation. There is a cat thing behind me, a cat tree, I guess. No green screen, as you may notice. I am definitely having a wonderful time. I would prefer not to say what I'm doing. It's probably,
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, like, what have you done? You went to some chain restaurant, Coney Island. You know, you don't have to be specific, but you know.
I went to Coney Island, which over here is a restaurant chain. And it was okay. It was like Denny's type of place, I guess you could say.
Any fights?
No.
Okay,
Everybody was old, so the fights would have
so
had
it's like Denny's,
yeah. Walking sticks being whacked over people's necks. I went to a place called Pete's Pinball, which I love the alliteration of, and I was there with Dirk Manning. Those of you who know him, he's a comic book creator, been a friend of mine for about a decade. This was the first time we've chilled socially together, and it was nice to grab well, he doesn't drink, but I did. And play some pinball arcade and play the Jurassic Park arcade game. I killed in that shit.
The enclosed one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Love that. Other than that, I would say that's kind of what I've done. I'm a boring person. When I go away, I don't really need to do a lot. I just kind of want to chill. And that's what I'm doing. The worst part about my trip is that there was a blackout that prevented me from being on the show last weekend.
We're not doing blackouts anymore, remember?
Oh yeah, African American out. My bad. My bad. You're right. My bad.
Yeah, come on.
Obama.
Oh my goodness. What? Neon Knight says Voltage believes Sean got kidnapped.
Yeah. Well, we lost Voltage for a bit yesterday too. So
what?
Like a Volt does not exist. Like he exists as a cryptid in terms of the YouTube space. Like he never fucking shows up. Only for the call-ins. But he's on the Discord. Yeah, he was gonna play Marvel Rivals and then he just disappeared.
For hours.
Yeah, until Chris had to leave and then he decided to start playing.
Yeah. We must have beef, secret beef that I don't know about.
Yeah.
It's good that he came back. I hear that and I'm thinking somebody 48'd him.
Oh, because he's in the
towns. Yeah.
This is a certified hood classic.
Yo, would you listen to Volt's mixtape?
No,
Yes.
no, especially not on the
I
mic he was using yesterday. Jeez.
I need it. I need to hear him spit. I want that album. Call it the Towns.
You gonna feature on it?
Would I feature on?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Okay.
I'll
Cool.
spit. Let's team up. Volt. He won't hear this anyway. We've got more show to do. Do not go anywhere. All 150 plus of you, thank you for hanging out with us so far. We are going to continue to have a good time around these parts. Our next book club. Our next book club is the Static Book Club. We're going to be talking Static, and we're going to talk a little bit of Icon, I believe. Icon
Yep.
of Rocket.
Yep.
That's going to be Tuesday the 21st. So make sure that you guys come hang out with us for that. May or may not have a special guest. Who knows?
Static himself.
I like how we're doing the milestone books after the propaganda book club that we did last month.
Oh, yeah. Well, you gotta play both sides so you always come out on top. And I don't know about you, but Crispus Allen was black, so.
Mm.
And then he was white because of the spirit.
Wait, what was the propaganda book we did?
Gotham Central.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that was, well,
That's a good book.
at least it showed.
I jest.
Cold Trade said that piff.com world exclusive with a bomb drop. You already know, dude.
I haven't thought about TatPiff in so long.
I got a virus in that website one day, I'm pretty sure. They fucked me. Andrew Brown hitting us back again with a 5 spot says the difference between Spider-Man and Batman is that while there have been mixed Batman runs recently, there has never been a disaster.
Oh, I disagree. There's a thing called Gotham War that happened.
Hush 2.
Yeah, Hush 2
Come
is
on,
not.
man.
I mean, it's a beautiful disaster, Hush 2.
Sure. But I don't think that Amazing Spider-Man in the last 5 years has been in Hush 2
No,
territory.
Andrew Brown, if you're talking about the disaster of Spider-Man, if you're talking about One More Day.
One More Day. We still talking about that?
We need to get over our exes, guys. Come on.
I'm looking for a day when we can stop talking about that shit. Can't wait for that day.
Other fish in the sea besides Mary Jane Watson, all right, guys?
Thank you, Andrew Brown. Appreciate you. And then Ted H with the 10 spot says hydration time.
I can spin it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see if he's right.
CWA, what's wrong with you?
Ain't no way. It is water. You do actually get to drink.
Sick. Drink what you got. Whatever it is, pour it up. CWA Art says, was it a virus that takes away a man's ability to do a coin flip? I demonstrated perfectly coin flips for you. So I don't know why you're attacking me, but I showed you guys that I have the coin flip ability of a master. How dare you? All right. And then on the subject of book clubs, we're going to be doing a Spider-Man book club here in the not too distant future. We're going to be doing a book club focused on one of 4 Spider-Man books. I'll get the poll up here shortly so that we can all vote on it. But the options that you guys have are Spider-Man Life Story, the aforementioned One More Day, Spectacular Spider-Man, The Child Within, and we'll do additional material for that one. So don't worry about that. And then Spider-Man Blue as well. Those are the options. Great books. Great books.
I've never read The Child Within.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it, Tyler. I'm ready.
I'm ready too. I think we should do it.
I want it to happen.
Yeah, we need to rip the Band-Aid off.
Come on, guys. One more day. It's time, isn't it? Right? Am I crazy now, chat? Am I crazy or is it time? We've talked around One More Day for years. But on this channel, we have never, ever read One More Day for the purposes of discussion.
The closest you had me do it when we did Comics Tag, remember?
Yes.
So I've talked about it a little bit, but not in depth. So I'm ready to dive in deep.
I'm ready. I do want to stop talking about it.
Well, this is how
CW
we get over it by getting through it.
Yes. This is how we put it to bed. Chris, what do you think about the idea of
God.
One More Day winning the book club poll?
Synergy.
Come on.
Corpo brain.
Yeah.
Come
Really
on
are
now.
replacing Marco. Jeez.
Synergy, man. I think it makes a lot of sense. And I think it'd be entertaining.
I agree. Hey, Robert Runback Cashaback is with us. Good to see you, brother. Joined us at the Comics Pal Sidekick tier and says, good morning, pals. Finally here for the live show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love when you guys make the live show.
And he's
Thank
got
you.
the Jugger Duck avatar too. I love the Jugger Duck. I believe that was part of Dylan Burnett's X-Force. There's like an alternate Avengers from the future that shows up, and the Jugger Duck is one of them.
Oh, One Moment in Time. That's right. We would have to do that. What if we did? What if we went crazy and we did Back in Black, One More Day, and One Moment in Time? Total, that's less than 20 comics.
That's like the tail. That's the end of JMS's run.
Yeah. Just skip the middle.
That's
get
fine
to
with
the
me.
end.
That's fine with me. I've read One More Day recently too, so it'd be a quick read for me because I've kind of had it fresh. So
Yeah. Dude, let's do it. Let's do it. That'll be so
it's
much
got to
fun.
win the poll first. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah. Forgot
Getting ahead of ourselves.
count your chickens before they hatch.
Oh man, I'm like, let's do it. Yeah, hopefully you guys will all vote. All of those of you who are eligible, patreon.com/thecomics pals. The poll will be up later today. Make sure you guys get your vote in and vote for what you want or what you want us to read, however you decide. Back in Black carrying that show. Back in Black is great, man. I really love that piece. But yeah, so speaking of Spider-Man, we are in Spider-Man month because Brand New Day is dropping here in a few weeks. And so we're gonna spend some time talking about our favorite Spider-Man characters, because we've got to present our number 4 of the top 5 Spider-Man characters. Please kick it off, and I'll have to do my 5 and 4. So
All right, so Chris and I actually did our 5s last week. I think I had Flash Thompson. Who did you have, Chris? Do you remember?
I had Dr. Otto Octavius.
Yes. Actually, that is on my list. Yeah, I'm gonna put as my number 4 a different Venom, and that's Eddie Brock. I'm putting Eddie Brock as number 4. I think Eddie Brock is one of those characters that, through his publication history, superseded any expectations for himself. This is a McFarlane creation that was meant to just be a cool thing that happened in Spider-Man, right? That became so popular and so pervasive through video games, through 3 movies, that the only thing that they could really do was kind of make him a good guy. Sorta. He's an asshole, but he's a good asshole. And I always like when characters get so big that, I mean, the eventual turn is that they turn face and they become superheroes in a way. But I do like that. I love a good anti-hero, and I love how Eddie Brock is that. Eddie Brock has a complicated history with, Peter Parker, in so much that, like, they hate each other. They've tried, Venom's tried killing Peter and his entire family. But it's kind of through the relationship with the symbiote, through his history with, his father and his other relationships, there's empathy for that character that I've gotten. He has been abused and, hurt people. And that's the story of Eddie Brock, and him finally trying to get over that and get past that, I think is compelling. Say what you will about Donny Cates. I think his Venom run is phenomenal. And yeah, so that's why I'm going to put Eddie Brock / Venom as my number 4.
Sweet. Oh, it's me.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris. Yeah.
Okay, number 4. This is interesting because I'm almost tempted to put this character higher, and I guess I had to. I really didn't break out my entire top 5, so I might regret this when it's all said and done. But he had to make the list at some point, so I'll just slide him in here. My number 4 is the most important new comic book character of the 21st century, Miles Morales.
Yep.
The Gen Z Spider-Man, basically. I think Miles is the textbook example of why diversity and representation matter in comics, because so many people have been able to latch onto this character and see themselves as Miles and as Spider-Man in a way that they weren't able to previously. I think that first, huge credit to Brian Michael Bendis, again, one of our great allies in comics, and Sarah Pichelli for creating this character. It's been awesome to see Miles not only grow within like the pages of Ultimate Marvel and Ultimate Spider-Man, just one of the great legacy stories, I think, in comics. Him having to deal with the immediate burden of being Spider-Man and having to literally replace Spider-Man, and how much clapback he got from fans, but also like within the pages of like the series, like actually within the universe, people looking at him as Spider-Man and going, you can't do that. But for him to now 15 plus years in have firmly established himself as not just Spider-Man, but as an essential piece of the entire universe of the character, where moving forward you'll never be able to think about Spider-Man without Miles Morales. And that is a testament to every creative who's come on to that character and built him up. But again, a huge credit to his original creators, Bendis, Pichelli, because they gifted us one of the most important characters to come along, like I said, in comics in the last 15, 20 years. And I think he's in just a huge part of Spider-Man moving forward. So my number 4, Miles Morales.
You're muted, Sean.
Whoops, my bad. My number 5 is Gwen Stacy. So Gwen Stacy has been dead for what? I don't know, 4 decades, something like that, and maybe even longer. And yet her shadow still hangs over Peter. And I love that element. As I get older, the more Gwen Stacy means to me. She really, because Marvel Comics, DC Comics, very dramatic, very over the top, right? She represents that girlfriend that you had, that you loved, that you thought you would never lose, you would always be together, and then you're not. And it's like, well, what happens after that? In some way, shape, or form, the specter of Gwen Stacy hangs over Peter's life, even when he's married. And then of course you can get into Sin's Past and things like that, which
we can not.
Well, dude, Sin's Past is one of my favorite Spider-Man stories. I'm on Front Street.
Yeah.
I love that book. And it people say that it taints her character. I think it adds to her character, because Gwen Stacy doesn't have a ton of character. So giving her that storyline, as icky as it is, I think it's a good story. I think it's well written. And I love Gwen. I love what she represents in Peter's life. I love the vibrancy with which she lived. I love that she was intelligent. She was a smart person. She wasn't, Mary Jane is very much about adventure and fun, whereas Gwen Stacy was homely and smart and gorgeous. And I miss that character, but she's the one character I hope they never resurrect. So Gwen at 5, and at 4, I've got Gwen Stacy. I've got Aunt May.
Oh
yeah.
Them wheat cakes.
Hell yeah, dude.
Heck yeah.
Come on now. She's dragging a wagon that anyone would fall for. You can't even imagine, dude. You want to talk? Let's talk about that. That's the talk I want to have. I was raised by my aunt. And so that is a relationship that I have with Peter Parker that feels special to me. And so when Aunt May is speaking, I'm always envisioning my aunt. And, this is a character who has unwaveringly supported Peter, been there for him through every up and down, really, really deeply cares about him. She feels guilty that he didn't get to have, his parents. And so her and Uncle Ben stepped in and stepped up. And I mean, my God, she's been there through thick and thin. Back in Black, when she almost died, was a hard story for me because I didn't want her to die. I couldn't imagine Peter without Aunt May, and I still can't. So for me, that's why she's the fourth on my list.
We have
I don't know.
Eric Kennedy with a super chat for 999 says, I don't know what this list is about, but if Spider-Ham isn't on this list, I'm gonna riot. Spoiler, Eric is not on my
Listen,
list.
Eric, you gotta hang around and see what we're gonna have in our 3, 2, and 1. You never
It's
know.
true.
Mhm.
You never know. And Marco's not here. Marco can blow us all away.
Actually, if anyone's gonna put Spider-Ham on his list, it's probably Marco.
My guy.
Like, oh, I'm a big John Mulaney fan.
Now, with Eric Canetti in chat, I want to do something special, but I need about 30 seconds. So if you guys can vamp for 30 seconds, I want to show something to Eric that I have that will surprise him and all of you. So give me a minute.
Well, usually it only takes me 30 seconds as well, but it's neither here nor there. Yeah. So on my list, as I'm thinking about it, because Chris on my top Spider-Man list, I did not write it down last week either.
Yeah.
So I'm like retooling it right now. But I'm explicitly avoiding Peter Parker.
Yeah, of course. No.
That's gonna be Sean's number one. Let's be real. It's gonna be Sean's.
More than likely. There's only one guaranteed name I know is in the top 3. It's a villain.
For all of
spoilers.
us. Yeah, for all of us. Yeah.
That has to be in there. The other two, oh boy. That's why I was saying earlier, I'm almost tempted to bump Miles up and swap, but I have to think about it more because there's just so many characters, especially in the villain side and supporting cast. It's just
I could have just done a villains list, to be honest.
True.
Dude, 100%. Spider-Man has such a crazy supporting cast. It's almost impossible to put a list like this together. I've been wondering for a while where I could find more of Eric Canetti's incredible art.
Okay.
And I hold in my hands maybe one of his earliest works.
Ooh.
Eric, when was the last time you saw or thought about Egret #1?
Ooh, what
Did
is
you guys see that?
Yeah, and I'm wondering if we're gonna get demonetized because of it.
This I can't even show you the interiors. That's as much as I can show you. This is a booby comic as close as you can get. This is exactly what it is, but it's some of Eric's earliest work, and I actually poured over it. I literally can't show you the interiors, but I poured over it because it was so cool to see what he was doing in the 90s.
IGRIT, Egret?
Yes. Yeah.
CW Gordon said Eric Goonetti, one of us.
I was thinking Eric Cansnetti, but go on.
Yeah, That's cool though. So like you were just in the shop and you happened to find it?
Yeah. Yep. We got that.
And Eric saying with a bomb of a super chat, 49.99 says, "Here's money, so you'll never show that again."
Thank you so much, Eric, for that super chat bomb. Tyler, you got that bomb sound?
Of course I have that bomb
sound. Yo, Eric, dude, I was dying when I saw this. I was dying. Thank you so much for the super chat. What a blast from the past for you. We got to get you on the show, man. I want to talk to you. This book was written by Glenn Danzig, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the other notable element.
That's
Is the
cool.
Glenn Danzig apparently had his own publishing company, Verotic.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
Now,
Very
if you
erotic. Is that what it
guys,
stands for?
I guess, if you guys will indulge me, because I read every single element of this book, including the back matter, I just thought it was so funny. This is what Glenn Danzig wrote. Um, the right to okay, here we go. I was raised in rural Arkansas in a town that didn't allow public dancing, sex ed classes, or liquor by the drink. We had one of the highest juvenile delinquency, teen pregnancy, and underage alcoholic rates in the state. Thereby, in the country, family values? Yeah, right. Personally, I was raised to respect the privacy and personal decisions of others. Or, to quote my grandfather, the right to swing your arm ends at my nose. If someone doesn't like what I'm writing, fine. That's their prerogative. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to read it. I'm a great believer in voting with my feet.
What?
I've heard of voting with your wallet. I've never heard of voting
This
with
is
your
my
feet.
favorite type of voting.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. And he leaves us with the words, if you don't like what I write or try to have it banned, either by trying to put my publisher out of business or having those retailers who sell and distribute my work through their stores arrested, then you finish swinging your arm, buddy. I realize that thinking more than 4 years ahead is an anathema to this country. You don't really want to live in the world you think you're building. Believe me, it's not family oriented.
Damn.
Oof.
Somebody who's got mother issues.
That was the greatest back matter I have ever read.
Reads like a note you leave after the scene.
Yes, yes,
And C.W.
indeed.
Gordon, those are Glenn Danzig's words.
Yes.
Previous lead singer of the Misfits.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, moving right along. We've got some news to do. Oh, before we do the news, we got a Patreon pal question.
Oh, do we?
Yes, from birthday boy
Uh-huh.
Hayden. Yeah. Do you have it, Tyler? It's in the show notes. Do you want to read it?
Yeah. I have it. So the question is, hey pals, as you know, I am a true believer in our Lord and Savior Killer Moth. I may consider him S tier, but others would put him in C tier. So it got me thinking. Oh, my favorite question. What are three of your favorite C and below tier villains? Could be from any rogues gallery, not just Batman's. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on these underappreciated villains. Thanks. Oof. This is my brain is bumping right now.
Well, I'll just throw one out real quick because I talked about him. One of the last times I was on the show was Conduit. I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
Conduit for Superman, who's just one of my favorite like hater tier villains. Just like someone who just has a personal beef, not with Superman but with Clark Kent because they literally grew up together, and he blames him for his condition. And as a character I've always wanted to see more. If I've ever got to write Superman one day in like my dream pocket scenario, I would love to do a Conduit story. But he's the first one I always think of when I think of like a villain that no one ever really cares about, but he's awesome.
I love so I think his cachet has kind of risen, but I'm a big Boomerang fan. I think Boomerang's great in Marvel, not Captain Boomerang, although he's also great. So Boomerang's up there for me. I love the Serpent Society characters. Death Adder. You put Constrictor. I love Constrictor. He's great. Yeah, man, there's so many fun ones. There's again, which appearing in the new Spider-Man movie for some reason, Ramrod is in there.
What?
I love the UFOs. People don't talk about the UFOs enough. The Hulk villains that are all like different versions of gamma energy. They just look rad as hell. I think Living Laser is one of them. There's Ant-Man's got good villains. Fucking Crossfire. He's fun. Yeah, Marvel D-list villains are it's my favorite spot.
Dude, I'm sitting here racking my brain. I have no answer. Like,
You gotta.
Shocker.
Shocker's great. Two in the pink. I mean, sorry.
Like, does he count? I mean, Hood.
I think he's probably C. Yeah, he's like a C Spider-Man villain.
Shocker.
Yeah. He's not B. B seems too generous for him.
For Shocker. Where did he? We actually did a villains tier list in the
Yeah.
post pals. Who
Yeah,
has the
did.
tier list? Where did we put Shocker, chat?
Oh, you guys have
Where
some
did
tier
Shocker
lists on
fall
there,
on the
yeah.
tier list?
If you guys put Shocker in B, you're all crazy and should be fired.
Wrecking Crew, Sean. That's a good one.
I thought he was
Wrecking Crew. Yeah. The Wrecking, not the Wrecking Crew, but the dudes who mess with Spider-Man, Fancy Dan.
Yes.
Who are they?
It's Fancy Dan. I always remember Fancy Dan. They're
I can't remember what they're called, but
damn,
those dudes.
I forget their name. Yeah. Oh, Rel YT saying Arcade. Yeah, Arcade's
That's a
great.
good one. That's a good one.
Sauron for the X-Men. Great.
Okay, I have the Spider-Man tiers list. This was
Yeah, we're Shocker in there.
I'm looking. Is he in B?
The Enforcers. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, the Enforcers. Yeah.
I don't see him in B or A.
Because he's not. There's no way he should be in there.
Hold on, I got
Shocker's like high C.
Where is Shocker?
Is he even below C?
That's funny. If he is, then he definitely
There's
counts.
so many characters here, man.
Yeah. You guys do insane.
Oh, wait. I think he's A tier.
What?
Their lists are insane, Sean.
Nah,
Am I reading
you
this
guys are
right? Someone
fired.
confirm.
Didn't you
I
have
think
like
he's
the
A tier?
Didn't you have the tornado that took out Pa Kent as like an A tier Superman villain?
I think Bendis was like S tier.
I
That
always
is
think
unreal.
there's some good villains in Jeff Lemire. No, Jeff. Is it? No, it's Jeff. Oh, geez. Give me another Jeff, Sean. He did Aquaman.
Jeff Johns.
No, the other one.
Jeff
Parker?
Yes.
Parker.
Okay. Jeff Parker. He did a great Thunderbolts run that had a lot of these D tier, C tier villains in it, like Mr. Hyde. And that's where my love of Boomerang started really cementing.
Yo. Oh,
That's what Scar was in that. And Owlette Pike, the other black suit Spider-Man who was like a god of like Aztec lore.
For some reason, I really like the Grim Reaper. The Vision's villain. I don't know why, but I like the Grim Reaper. He's really cool.
It's the scythe arm. It's just red.
Yeah, it is pretty rad. Okay, Hayden. Hopefully that extended conversation about crappy villains.
I love it. I could do it. That could be a main topic for me.
Oh my God, Tyler in chat referencing Zaladane. Wow.
Zaladane.
Wow.
Ooh, that's ringing a bell.
She's an X-Men villain.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. It's
X-Men.
Zaladane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's got the big spikes all over.
Ooh, what a throwback. Thank you for that one. All right, let's jump into the news now. We're talking about events, we're talking about crossovers. We've got a big one coming up here really soon. Very unexpected as well. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero. So not the Skybound or the Energon Universe G.I. Joe, but the Real American Hero branding of it. Is going to team up with Tomb Raider in a crossover that I never saw coming. And you might say, who cares? Maybe you would feel that way. But what about the creative team? Because the creative team's actually fire.
It is.
Yeah.
Kyle Higgins, Elena Casagrande. Come on.
Yeah. So
What?
the G.I. Joe Real American Hero is that kind of old continuity G.I. Joe book with like Larry Hama stuff.
Yeah.
Which I believe Larry Hama's still doing. He didn't pass, did he?
He still does stuff in this space for sure.
Yeah. So this is cool. So I was suspect of this coming actually. Because Hasbro under the G.I. Joe brand just revealed a Tomb Raider action figure about a month ago. That is gorgeous looking. Like I don't own any of the G.I. Joe action figures, but I think the GI Joe brand of action figures is Hasbro's best quality stuff they put out, and the Tomb Raider one is phenomenal looking, and I actually want to pick it up. So I was like, why are they doing that? That feels like a weird thing to do. Then this gets announced, and I'm like, okay, this fits.
Yeah, these covers, first of all, are fire. One of the things that I love about today in comics, especially IP comics, is we're seeing so many writers who, and I guess it's just a matter of getting older, so many writers who are like similarly aged to me or like roughly in the same generation are bringing some of these properties that you and I grew up with to comics and treating them with respect because they are
Yep.
fans of these. Like we're getting a really cool take are going to get a really cool take on Tomb Raider because like Kyle Higgins is somebody who like grew up in that era who would have been playing Tomb Raider on PlayStation 1, right? So this is someone like these are going to be faithful adaptations of these characters. And we've seen this with Energon, right? With G.I. Joe and with Transformers. These are people that grew up with these properties in the 80s and 90s and are now giving them like that premium S tier like comic book treatment. And that is just so exciting because I feel like these kind of comics back in the day were just kind of slop corporate stuff, but now
Yeah.
they're actually being treated well, like real comic book properties.
It's hard to say IP comics is derogatory now
Yeah,
because
no,
a lot of them are pretty damn good. You know, even the Dynamite ones, you know, they'll launch like a crazy creative team on it. Maybe even if it's only for like 3 issues. But yeah, I think this is great. Like, are you guys Tomb Raider fans?
I love Tomb Raider.
yeah, played a couple games, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I played the original ones on the PlayStation, and I remember Tomb Raider 2. That's the one that opens up. We're in Lara's mansion, and there's a butler following you around. My brother and I would play just in there. It was essentially a platformer game for us, and we would just run away from the butler because you can find the guns and you can shoot the butler, and he'll block it with his serving tray, and it was horrifying. That felt like a slasher movie for us. So like I have fond memories of Tomb Raider. So I don't think I've ever read a Tomb Raider book though. Maybe one. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pick this up. This is a team that I'm interested in, and I think Lara Croft is one of the coolest characters out there.
Listen, man, the cover that features Laura and the Baroness,
That's the one I'm looking at right now.
I will have it. I have to have it. I can't even believe that I'm looking at it. I will buy this. When I first saw this announcement, I was like, okay, cool. I'm happy for who this is for. I like Tomb Raider a lot, but I don't read the G.I. Joe Real American Hero book. But then you scroll down and you see that cover, and I said, oh, Stepan Sajic,
Whew.
right?
One of my favorite cover
Okay,
arts out there.
done deal. Done deal. This will probably be good. It's got a great creative team behind it. Kyle and Elena are two very, very talented creators. This is going to drop on October 7th. It will have more covers than the ones that are in this. And from what I am understanding behind this article, Tomb Raider has already appeared in this book.
I believe so.
Um,
Yeah, I think it was
yeah.
like one of those last page reveal situations.
She's in Real American Hero 330. She infiltrated Castle Destro, according to Comics Beat.
I will say after what he did for Power Rangers, like Kyle Higgins will almost always get a stamp of approval from me. Like I'll always at least check in to see what he's doing. One of these like kind of IP books, just because I think what he did with that, like basically spearheading a lot of that, like turning that into a franchise, a comics franchise. He deserves a ton of credit for that and his understanding of that. And again, this is something that would be in his wheelhouse. This is a book that or a series of games that fell within his generation. So I have a lot of faith that he's going to do
Yeah,
good by Lara
and,
Croft.
and I threw the an image of the action figure on the stream there too. It's so cool. It's the GI Joe the classified series. They come with so many accessories that it's just so you get so much bang for your buck with those things.
Oh, I'm looking at it now. That's awesome, dude.
Right. Although there's a part of me
Wow.
that wishes that there was also a version that had like the polygon boobs. Sorry, but like the triangle things.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Eric and Eddie again, by the way, for that super chat. I still see it's still hanging up there in the YouTube chat section. So thank you so much for that, dude. That was incredible. And for that, we should spin the wheel, shouldn't
Well,
we?
yeah, we should. Yeah, let's see what we get. Ooh, almost Marco's minute, but it's water. So drink up.
All right. Drink it if you got it, pals. Yeah,
When's this
is gonna
coming
be
out, Sean?
cool. Yeah, so this is gonna be dropping on October 7th.
Okay, so same day as midnight. So we have at least 4 books for Pals Pools listed.
Well, that week might be too hot to even get to talk about this book, sadly.
That's true. Yeah.
On the poll.
Poll,
I'm
though,
sure
yes,
people would want that
that's
on the
true.
poll.
Yep, we can definitely put G.I. Joe Tomb Raider on the poll. Ignition Press has announced even more creative partnerships. They are going to be working with several more creators, 6 in fact, who are all announced now ahead of San Diego Comic-Con. I have to imagine that we'll hear about the books that they're going to be working on at that event, or at least some of them. But these are the creators that were announced: Ben Templesmith, Brian Level, Christopher Mitten, Dan Waters, Seth Peck, and Stephen Green are all getting new Ignition titles. Now, some of these names are unfamiliar to me. I know of Dan Waters, Ben Templesmith, and Brian Level. The other 3 I've never heard of. One thing I do notice, though, just perusing the pic that was shared of these creators, to Bleeding Cool, they went and found an army, a starting 5 plus a 6th man of the whitest dudes you know. No, nothing wrong with that. Love white people, love white dudes. You guys are awesome. But could we not have sprinkled a little something in, some pepper there,
A little
something,
sazon, maybe.
a little bit.
Maybe. Be nice.
Little Culvers at least, you know. Yeah, that's like the big thing that jumps out to me. I like some of these creators for sure. But it is like, okay, where Ignition Press is keeping the comics in comics. When typically previously they've had a lot more diverse creators, which
Yeah.
maybe these are the DI hires actually from Ignition's like a normal base level actually.
Is it reversed? Like they started with diversity, like
Yeah, I
Neil
think
Williams,
so.
Stephanie
Yeah.
Williams, and now we're
Yeah.
getting that guy. Yeah. Yeah, I've been enjoying Ignition's like several Ignition books, and I'm curious to see what more they're gonna do. Like it's cool to have a brand new publisher that has come out the gate swinging the way they have creatively with some of the books they've had. It's have been some of my favorite titles of the last year, honestly. So I will be definitely checking out a few of these, especially like the Waters book, whatever he's got cooked up like as like a brand new indie series. Because they've been doing really well with like genre stuff, crime, horror, sci-fi. So whatever they're gonna fall into, I'll definitely be interested.
CW Gordon says, time to boycott Ignition. Sorry, Miss Williams, we can't read your books again.
Hashtag Ignition so white.
Well, here's the thing. This is so they have this image up of their San Diego Comic-Con, which seems to be big for them. And there are 1, 2, 3, 10 squares of info, right? 3 of them have been revealed already. That they have the booth, that they have exclusive comic debuts, and new creators. That leaves 7 other unrevealed things that they have. So that's really cool to be seeing, you know, like what else they have going on behind the scenes, because I have been liking these Ignition books as well.
I'm excited for Dan Waters, whatever Dan is going to be doing. Dan Waters is super talented. Generally like what he writes. Ben Templesmith, I know that I've checked out something from Ben, but I can't think of what it is.
You will be checking out his arc on Department of Truth that just finished.
Yes, certainly. Um, and then Brian Level, the name, but I can't remember any particular work. I like that though. I like that because I wanted Ignition to introduce me to creators that I don't already know. And they're going to be doing that with this line of books. Now I heard tell that Ignition is signing its creators to creator-owned exclusives.
Huh.
That if you're an
Interesting.
Ignition Press creator, which is why these announcements are like this, if you're an Ignition Press creator, that you can't do creator-owned elsewhere. That's what I heard. We'll see if that's true, but I can't actually think of any titles from any of the currently announced creators that are doing creator-owned work in multiple spaces. This is off the top of my head. That could be proven wrong, but because Leah Williams has Voyeur, but that's her only shot.
Yeah.
Williams has Roots of Madness, but that's her only shot. She does Temporal Finish. That's been done.
Yeah, it's true.
Cullen Bunn is the only one who may have irons in the fire elsewhere. But I could also see, if this is true at all, I could also see Cullen having a separate type of team.
Yeah, I don't know of anyone else really. That's interesting. I
Yeah.
mean, Image is going the way of really kind of working on their micro lines like Skybound Energon, Ghost Machine. So maybe this is more appealing. When we had Leah Williams on to talk about Voyeur and stuff, she mentioned how like the management there is super flexible. They say, hey, you have this many issues, make the book, and we'll worry about scheduling. That's not for you to like you have the time, and I think they give money up front too. But, like you have the time to put out this book, and they're gonna get paid for it. They're much more like employees, I feel, than work for hire typically somewhere else.
Interesting.
They're not employees, but the discussion around it feels a lot more like that. It feels a lot more as a creator, a lot more safe working at Ignition right now. I'm curious to see how that works as a long form business strategy for Ignition, but it's cool to see people wanting to go there for that as well. Like that's where they're going to put their stuff out. I still maintain the only real issue I have with Ignition is their digital side.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think the actual quality of the books is good.
And Chris, you were one of the winners of an Ignition
Yeah.
Press
You
starter
were,
pack that
yeah.
we did over
I
here.
sure did. Yeah. I remember I found Roots Madness #1 at my shop, and that was actually my entry point into actually enjoying Ignition. So that getting that bundle was super exciting. And then from there, I started checking out like a lot of those books, like Arcadia, Murder Podcast, Foyer, that I ended up pulling at my shop. Um, and now, like I said, there are new Ignition titles that have come out. The Tim Seeley and Aaron Campbell, Everyone Loves a Jewel Thief, that just dropped. I'm grabbing that Dispatch now. And yeah, they're hitting a lot of different genres. Like I'm a big crime comics fan, so to have that many books that are within that genre from really cool creatives and creatives that I'm not reading a ton of stuff from or have in the past is exciting. And I'm sure, yeah, I know of one thing that's coming from Ignition that I've heard of that's not on this sheet yet that I'm imagining is going to be one of those things, and it will be a big deal because of who it is. But they've got a great lineup of titles already, and they're
Ooh.
doing really innovative stuff on their website where you can order like back issues directly on the Ignition Press website, including like merch for not just Ignition, but these individual titles have unique merch attached to them. That's a big part of what they do. So if you're a fan of one of these books, they treat it like a property. I actually think they actually on the website, I think it's listed as properties, not just like series. They really want you to buy into these creative teams and these particular books and worlds, which I think is really unique.
Chris, the rumor you heard, I don't expect you to say it, but is it big enough to warrant its own square on this
Given
image?
where that creator is now, yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Very interesting. San Diego Comic Con this year is actually shaping up to be incredible.
It is. Yeah. It feels like they're focusing on comics again.
Yeah, there are a lot of really cool comics announcements. Even the big two. We're not covering it today because who needs to? But they've announced some cool stuff. DC is going to be continuing their like every year they're analyzing and showcasing a different decade of their history at San Diego Comic Con. And so they'll be in the 50s this year, I believe. So they've got cool stuff going on. Marvel's got cool stuff. Marvel's gonna be doing Hall H,
Yeah.
so that'll be cool for them. I'm excited for San Diego, dude.
Yeah.
I really am.
That's in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah,
We're gonna do any San Diego predictions next week?
that could be fun.
Yeah.
We typically don't. I don't know if we have before, but that could be a lot of fun. So yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Last bit of news though, we don't have to predict what the next Daniel Warren Johnson book will be because we already know ahead of San Diego Comic-Con, Daniel Warren Johnson's Chainkata, has been announced. It's described by The Beat, at least, as a sci-fi action series that's going to be coming from Daniel Warren Johnson in November. It follows Luma, a warrior queen who wields a chainsaw as she pursues an unknown power of space. All she wants is to find peace, but violence and terror follow her through every black hole. The title is a play on gun kata, which is Japanese for form, or gun fu.
I thought it was a
Okay.
play on Jim Kata. You ever see the movie Jim Kata?
No.
It's the idea of kung fu mixed with gymnastics, and it is one of the worst 80s action movies of all time. It's hilarious. There's a whole sequence where he's on a pommel horse kicking people. But I think of that movie, and I feel like that is very much in the vein of the world that Daniel Warren Johnson would want to play in. Like, I'm sure he loves like Kumite and Bloodsport, and I know he's a big pro wrestling fan. So like, I feel like I know Daniel Warren Johnson's vibe, and this is square in that. This is very much feels like, what was that sci-fi book he did a couple years back? He did Beta Ray Bill, but it was before Murder Falcon. I'd have to look it up.
Sure.
This feels super pulpy, super grindhousey.
Yeah.
Right. And this is
Yeah.
his first. Is this his first book since Transformers? He did did the
Yes.
Batman, Absolute Batman annual, but
Yeah.
I think this is the first new series we've gotten. So I'm excited to see just that. Like after all of that momentum he's built over the last year or so of his career, this is gonna be big.
I think it's interesting that he's become a creator who can just do this, disappear, pop out with a book, and there can be genuine buzz right out of the gate.
Yeah.
That's the dedication, the level of dedication that he has had to his craft, where he has built himself up into a borderline household name in comics. The only thing he's done since Transformers, which ended, was that a year, 2 years ago, a year ago, something like that?
A little over a year, yeah.
Is that Arkham special. And that Arkham special
For the
rose
Absolute Batman.
Annual.
Absolute Batman
Yeah.
annual, I'm sorry. That annual rose his stock so
Even higher.
much. And he's just doing YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what he's been up to.
like,
Like,
look at-
forward facing.
The book I was thinking of was Extremity, which I think everyone should check out. It's very good. It's also Mike Spicer. But think about even this announcement, right? It's just a cover. Like, I went into it trying to get slides for the show. I'm like, all right, cool. Where are the interiors? There are none. This was enough to show one image, and they were like, cool, there's a press release right there. Image, premise, Daniel Warren Johnson.
Like he's become such a known commodity, and
Yeah.
and as a writer artist,
Yeah.
doing this too is wild.
Yeah. I'm ready for it, dude. This is gonna be sick.
Dan Trudeau makes a great point. I love that Daniel Warren Johnson can do Daniel Warren Johnson books and have it marketable. Very few
It's true.
creators get that. Yeah.
That's true.
All his books are distinctly his. And I think even when you look at the big two work that he's done, the limited works, they feel like his books.
Yeah, he did a Beta Ray Bill book. Like, nobody else is really doing that, So much so that that's getting an artist edition.
Right. Yeah.
Like, a Beta Ray Bill book is getting an artist edition published by Image.
And where's that Marvel? Right? Like, where's the Marvel that will
Yeah.
say, "Oh, Daniel Warren Johnson"?
What do you want to
At
do?
that time, still
Yeah.
not a big, huge name, but someone people were definitely checking for. Oh, you want to do a book? What book? What character do you want to do? Oh, I like Beta Ray Bill. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever you want to do. Where is that Marvel?
Where is Peach Momoko's book that she wants to do?
Yeah.
Where's Marvel's next level?
That you just took the thought out of my head. I was just thinking about that. Like, look at Scotty Young getting to do the book he
Yeah.
wanted to. Tony Fleeks, the Ice Cream Man creative team, getting to do whatever the heck they want. That's exactly what DC is betting on: is the creators, not the characters, not Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the creators and what they want to do to make books that have a real energy to them, because it's what these guys wanted to do.
It feels like quite the opposite. It's like, hey, Hickman, we need an aliens book.
Well, that is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally finding the creators and shooting them at the title they need them on. They're more IP focused than creator focused, character focused. Which
That says,
and I've always said it, as for good or for worse, I think as a business strategy makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Chat says there's a trailer for this.
Well, we cannot play it on the show.
I have not seen it, but apparently there's a trailer. So cool. I'll check it out.
Did you no, you didn't pick it up. Did you pick up Do a Powerbomb Black and White?
I didn't. I didn't see it at my LCS or at the LCS.
At the LCS, yeah. Okay. Well,
but did you?
No, I didn't go to my shop this week. I had to go digital. Yeah.
I think I would like to though. Just check it out.
I think so too. I was looking at the previews. It almost looks better. You know, nothing against Spicer, but like there's a vibe to it that feels really good.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Daniel Warren Johnson is something special, truly special. Do you guys think he does more Big Two work at all?
Only if it's what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at his current state, he doesn't seem like he wants to.
I mean, this is a great example of why I would say no, because he could have done anything right now, and he chose to do a creator-owned book.
Yeah.
So no.
And it's based on the trade dressing. This is just Image. This isn't Skybound. This is Image. Yeah. So
if this does well for him, again, why would he go do Big Two stuff? He had all of that hype and momentum off of Transformers and then into Absolute Batman Annual. And within those months, he could have, again, made any move at this point in his career. Anyone would have wanted to have him. He made his decision. This, again, it's very telling that this is what he wanted to do, is to do a creator-owned book. That's all him.
Even the trailer gets to be on his YouTube and on Image.
Yeah, no, I think he's out of that Big Two game. It would not surprise me.
Good for him, because he's a good fucking dude. Like this is one of those things where like it could not have happened to a better dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy for him. I can't wait to have this book in my hands for sure.
Yeah.
That's the news. But because you guys got us over the goal, we still get to do one more thing today. And that's play. I think we're all in agreement, right? We want to play WOAT, worst of all time. You guys did best last week, so we'll do worst. We'll do worst. We will do worst of all time, which just means that Tyler's going to spin a digital wheel, and it's going to land on one of our mugs, or maybe all of our mugs, or whatever combination. And then we're going to find out what character we will have to advocate for being the worst of all time.
All right, who's gonna go? All right.
I've dodged it too long. I'm up.
Oh, you dodged it again. It's me and Chris. Damn it.
What?
Okay.
All right, Chris. Let's go. And it's gonna be, what character will it be? All right, Chris. Why is Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man the worst of all time?
I have no idea.
What?
You guys know Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man? I can go.
I'm stunned, dude. I don't know who the fuck
let me go first.
Go. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Go for it. Sean, get the poll up if you can.
I'm working on it, yeah.
Well, Chris does his best Cory Booker for 45 seconds.
Wow, dude.
Okay. Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man?
You got it right. Yeah, it's fun to say.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna start.
Yep.
Do you want to know how bad of a character you have to be for essentially no one in this room to know who you are? Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man? easily worst of all time. Like there are certain characters, like last week we talked about Paste Pot Pete, right? And Paste Pot Pete is someone who's incredibly relevant, but there's a charm to that character that people have latched onto that has allowed him to endear for the years and years he's been in comics. There are no shooters on planet Earth for animal, vegetable, mineral man. And because of that, that fact right there, no contest. Worst of all time.
Okay. All right. When you're ready, Tyler.
All right. Frequent Doom Patrol villain, animal, vegetable, mineral man is the worst of all time because you know what? Guy can't pick a lane. What are you, animal, vegetable, mineral, man? You can't even pick what you want to be. And that flip-floppiness, that wishy-washiness, it just makes you just a jack of no trades instead of all trades. He's constantly beat by Doom Patrol, which is a ragtag group of characters that all have weird powers. You're telling me you got beat by a person who's a street? How you do that? A pothole? I don't know. But yeah, so being able to be constantly bested by your foes that are the Doom Patrol makes you the worst of all time. You just ain't got it. Animal, vegetable, mineral man.
All right. Well done. Well done. The poll is up.
CW Gordon's right. I like animal, vegetable, mineral man. So this was hard for me to say he's bad.
Ooh, yeah, you actually sold him a little bit much.
I voted
Chris
for
is-
Tyler. I just out here just BSing, man. That was pretty good, Tyler.
Tyler is scooping. Yeah,
I
Tyler is
forgot.
definitely scooping.
I forgot that he was in this.
I would have done terribly because I've never heard of that character in my life.
He's in the Doom Patrol show too, actually, as a frequent gag bit. But
That's funny.
yeah, his face is half man, half dinosaur. He's got a giant Groot arm. He's got like a giant like diamond arm on the other one. I think he has different legs. He's a mess. Hound wanted to call Hound is the shooter for animal, vegetable, mineral man. He's like, yo, let me call him. What's the call in like right now?
Steve Canaris says today on the Pals, Chris will be playing the role of Marco.
so here's the thing. I think Marco would have been a shooter for this guy.
Oh yeah.
If Marco knows who
of
this character is,
yeah.
I would be fucking shocked. There is no chance that Marco knows animal.
I was gonna say, someone call this man from Ecuador, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to give him a call. Hold on. Let's see.
Hell yeah.
I'm calling him from the Discord.
If we get Marco on the line right now, that would make this show.
Let's see. I'm gonna call him unexpectedly. I gotta get his. Okay, I'm gonna make sure his number isn't.
He's gonna be in an Ecuadorian spa right now.
I don't even know if he has international. Let's see.
This poll is shifting. I don't know. We have a tie right now.
What?
Yeah, there's a Chris Tyler tie.
Dang, I gotta
get those votes in. Get them in before we close this show out. Come on now. Dan Trudeau, Marco would know who animal, vegetable, mineral man is, but might be stumped on Booster Gold.
Please answer this call, Marco, please.
He ain't answering the damn. Marco never answers the call. Not the phone, just the call. Come on, Marco.
Yeah, I muted the rigging for the stream just so
don't let us down.
Yeah. But let's see.
Mid coitus Marco.
Hello, you reached Marco. I'm currently unavailable. Feel free to leave a message and I'll get back to you.
We should leave a message for him.
That's so adorable.
Hey Marco, you're live on the Comics Pals. We're just calling to leave you a voicemail since you are in the mountains. This is where he is, guys. To see if you are familiar with the character Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man. Sean, Chris, do you have anything to add?
Get back.
Yeah, we miss you, man.
Chris wants his mornings back.
That would be really nice, Marco. They gotta be out here doing work.
All right, have fun. You probably won't even get this because I don't even think I have international calling at this point. But all right, bye.
Unbelievable. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and close the poll now.
What?
The results are settled.
What?
Dude, I don't know. This the turnaround was unbelievable. Neither
it's rigged just like that.
Obama.
China.
Chris got 45% of the vote. Tyler got 32% of the vote, and neither got 23% of the vote. What the
I think
fuck happened?
when you have a lack of knowledge and you have to
Mhm.
explain why they're the worst, I think that actually comes in handy.
Me and the ignorant club, like we bound together in our ignorance. Yeah.
Love it. Hey, Chris, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Chris
course.
covers comics. Talk about that Kyle Starks interview you just dropped.
Yeah, man. I did an interview with Kyle Starks. He's writing End of Life at DC Vertigo. He did Peacemaker Tries Hard as well. Really, really good dude. He shared like a ton of information. There's like 30 minutes of stuff that I recorded that didn't even like make it into the video, like before and after the interview. He's just a great dude with a lot of insight into comics, and End of Life is also just a fantastic book, so go check it out. But he shared a lot, and so yeah, please go check out the interview. I got another one in the can coming soon as well, but Kyle's a great guy.
Ooh.
Go check it out.
Ooh, fun.
Now, if you guys fuck with Chris on this show, you absolutely need to go subscribe to his channel. The brother's doing great work over there. You can copy the that is currently in the title of this video, and type that. Put that into your YouTube search bar, and Chris's channel should come up. Everybody hit that subscribe button. Chris should have every subscriber that we have on his channel. That you guys should go and check him out for sure.
Agreed. Also, one of the few good Twitter follows.
Yeah. As for us, the next time you'll see us is on Pals Previews this Monday. But other than that, the next time we'll be live is Thursday with Pals Pulls at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then next Saturday, the entire band will be back together for the main show. So look forward to that.
The filler arc is done. We have the actual crew back together.
No, Chris, you're not filler.
Oh, I meant like as you know. Okay, that's not what I meant. Chris, I love you.
I don't take filler. Like Eric Canetti was filler, and that's a good thing, man.
That's true. All right.
We will see you guys in the future. Thank you for watching. Until then.